Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, hopping on with Josh Riker. He is currently, I believe he's asleep. It was his birthday today, so he's had a wild day. So we got Josh on here for the first ever Raptors Digest live watch-along. Josh, are you ready to make history?
I think I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm here now.
So we don't know how this is going to go. We don't know what we're going to talk about for the next 2 hours. We got a lot of stuff we've been plugging on the podcast the last few days, so that will surely be brought up multiple times. So we're going to be incorporating the chat throughout this game. We got a few people in here now, so we're excited to get this. You got the chat pulled up as well, Josh?
I do. I got the chat pulled up right now.
Okay. Yeah, you keep an eye. I'll make sure everything's running smoothly with, we got the live box score cooking. It's a screen grab from Google, so we'll see how accurate this currently is. But we got legends in the chat already pulling up Peasant Plays. The man's balled out, but currently the Raptors, I got a stream. What's the score say for you right now, Josh?
It's 46-41.
46-41.
46-42 right now on the stream.
I think the Google may spoil the game for me a little bit, the live scoreboard. I'm a couple minutes behind it, but Josh, what are your predictions? We kind of started this at the second quarter, so we apologize. We watched most of the first quarter. It's some technical stuff getting this stuff rocking, but as of right now, 46-42. What are your predictions for this game?
Hey, it's the no pressure Raptors. It's tough to make a firm prediction, but should be a close game in the ending of it, right? This team plays really good without any pressure. We saw that through first bit of April there. Khem Birch is a stud. Like, everyone's wondering why Orlando did any of that, but I'll take it, man. Yeah, right now it's looking like a great decision for us. I mean, Leo Routen's talked about it forever, and kind of seeing why.
Yeah, well, every time he plays the Toronto Raptors, he comes out to ball. And Josh, people are saying Riker looks a lot different on this podcast here today. That is for sure. And we gotta give a little shout out to Riker because it is his birthday. Today was his birthday, so we got the balloons playing. We might have to get a little sing along as we go along here, but it's gotta celebrate the birth of Riker. Apparently he shares a birthday with Paul George, so I had to roast him for that a little bit earlier. But it's
pandemic P.
It's tough. There is one champion in there, but you brought up Khem Birch, not Paul George. What do you think this man's going to get paid this offseason? Because this guy's been balling out for the Raptors.
Oh, something humble. Like, let's be real about his skill set. Last game, he had 2 open floaters to end the game, or to I guess, bring it back into a tie game, and he missed both of them. He's kind of got a janky game. I'm going to be honest. It's janky. But there's so much effort there, and, like, he's long. Like, his body reminds me of Serge's. He's, like, 6'9", but the reach is just wild, and he kind of soars. So... I don't know. I don't think he'll get anything that crazy. Like, if I had to guess, like, oh, man, something probably around, like, I would say hopefully in the park of, like, 6 to 9 per year.
Nice.
What about you? What do you think he's going to get him paid out?
Well, he's just waived, but the way he's playing, he's a mobile big man that now is showing the potential to be able to shoot threes, so that's something we all got to take into account this offseason with Khem Birch. If he can stretch the floor, block the shots like he has been, run the floor, have that chemistry with Malachi Flynn, Fred VanVleet, and Kyle Lowry if he stays, yeah, I'd say in the range of 6 to 9 million. I like that selection of numbers. Maybe 10 million. Then that's a fair number for Birch. Currently, it's 48, 45. I don't know if people want more proper reactions to this full breakdown.
Yeah, we had an issue getting our things synced up. So Ben's on a stream and I'm watching on cable. I'm trying to, like, pause my cable to get it to the point that he's at, but I don't think we're exact here. So we'll try to go off of what's on the YouTube live.
For sure. And we have a super chat early on in this one. Shout out Peasant Plays. Oh, I got scoreboard's coming up over the super chat, but Peasant Plays coming out here making sure Riker gets his $2 birthday money. You know that money will be going to Riker there. But yeah, we're in a commercial break right now. Got Zion out here cooking. People are bringing up a lot of stuff. Do you like these jerseys? Are we wearing the red jerseys in this one?
No, we got the purple ones on.
Oh, the black and purple. No wonder Siakam's playing well. That's his jersey. He he balls out in. It was his birthday too. I think the first day we launched these. So I don't know. Maybe there's something in those jerseys. I think we got to go back to the black and purple little style. Get that purple back in the main kit.
That's the thing that I like. I wouldn't say that those jerseys are anything special. Like it's kind of just that like regenerated look that we've had for a while now. But I just getting purple back in a Raptors jersey is so nice.
Yeah, no, it's stylish. We also got a new little giveaway on the IG with a bit of
Oh
purple
yeah,
on
give me a
that bad
sec
boy.
here. So my boy Zach, he's an up and coming designer here in the Toronto area. We had him do the first giveaway product for us. I mean, he's made me stuff before I got it on here right now. That right there, it's 101.
Jeez.
We had him do another piece for us. Zach's one of the best. He's up and coming, so go check out his stuff. We're doing the giveaway. It's live now.
Yeah, mean video edited for that IG post, so definitely check that out. But yeah, and for people that don't know, so, like Josh has been posting videos on here now. People are like talking about Riker. This is definitely not Riker. He did not.
Yeah, Riker with a haircut.
Switch up the toupee. Rip. But yeah, Josh is here. He's been doing stuff with the Raptors Digest. We got to keep plugging it. The Maple Leafs Digest has been launched. Obviously, the Raptors, they might win here tonight. They're playing really well. But the Maple Leafs Digest, the Leafs have been going crazy, and Josh is running things over there with Phil. Give us a Leafs take before this game comes back.
Stanley Cup champions. You want a hotter one than that? That's what we need. That's what we need out of them. They're going to get that thing snapped like Cleveland did with LeBron. It's just been too long for such a crazy market, for having so many great players come out of Toronto. I mean, that's just old news. Toronto Maple Leafs don't win a whole lot, but this year, it looks like we got a chance. But I've been saying, could you imagine if we got all the way to the finals, and because of the way the divisions are, we ended up facing Boston and we lost? It would just be, Ben, maybe it doesn't make sense to you, but all my Leafs fans out there, you know what I'm saying. That would be terrible. Terrible. But the Leafs Digest is going to remain great either way, so tune into that.
Man, all I have to say is I do not watch hockey, but I do see I follow the Twitter strands every time the Leafs just blow it in the playoffs. So just out of it's like Knicks fans. I feel like the Toronto Maple Leafs for a long time. That's the vibe I get. If they get their stuff rocking, they get a little finals push. That'll be key. But I've learned from watching your pods, like Joe Thornton's back on a team. That guy I watched when I was like 6 and he was playing. I don't know. My memories of the NHL are Joe Sakic and I think Spezza. You brought up Spezza as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of those old timers. We got a whole retirement home on our fourth line, but they're pretty sweet when you look at the career accolades there. Mm-hmm. It's legit. I think it's the year for the Leafs, but definitely not the year for the Raps, unfortunately. This is like a weird reversal. The Leafs look like contenders and the Raptors look like a flaming hot dumpster fire. So maybe that was rough. But
we've had a lot of stuff going on. But
yeah.
The game's back. We'll keep it. We'll talk about it as we go along. Get those live reactions cooking. Lowry's at the free throw line, 47-48 on my stream. I don't know if you're a bit ahead of me. I guess the Lakers are going to score on this possession because the Google's saying 50. Yeah, AD just put it in. But
yeah, I just saw that.
Who's your prediction to come out of the West?
Come out of the West, I actually don't hate the Lakers again.
Mm-hmm.
The East is definitely going to be the crazier one. I might have said the Nuggets before Jamal Murray went down. I think MPJ is still going to snap and do something crazy. The Suns are looking like sleepers. The and one.
Yeah, Bembry got that and one. Am I a little bit ahead of you now?
I think you might be. I noticed that a little bit late too. Bembry's a baller. But I would say it's going to be the Lakers. That's my pick. The Suns are starting to creep up. Mm-hmm. The Nuggets got set back. What about you for the West? Luka
Doncic, baby. He's coming out and taking that dub. I don't know.
Okay.
If I had to put money on it, I'd say the Lakers. I wouldn't mind that as well. I'm a LeBron guy, but Luka.
Yeah.
I don't know. That guy could be the GOAT.
Yeah, he's crazy. He is absolutely like one of the best ball handlers out there. And you know what? I think the East is like a cooler conversation because to me, I don't think the Nets are gonna do it. Like I think they need Dinwiddie back. I know.
Well, he's a free agent,
roster,
right?
It's like. Well, he's injured right now. Is he going to come back and go right into free agency, or is he restricted?
I think he has a player option for next year, but
Well, he'd be crazy not to take it because he could go get a ring. But we'll see what happens there. I don't know. I think the Bucks are going to come out of the East. I think it's going to be a Bucks-Lakers final.
Yeah, that's fair. And then Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's not Giannis anymore until he comes to the Raptors, till he joins the squad. But that's key. But I see people in the chat bringing up a like spike. I don't even know what button I put it. Shout out Tyson if he's in the chat there. We got a little like spike animation, getting it weird, getting that stuff rocking. got 91 viewers in here, so definitely hit that like button, get that spike cooking. We got a random office guy there, so I respect it. The chats, they're bringing up collaborations. People want to collaborate, like Luca, whoever. Tell them to hit us up. That's the vibes. Watch out, Suns. You think the Suns are good? I've seen a lot of people with the Chris Paul take for MVP because they're first in the West right now, right?
Yeah, I think Chris Paul for the MVP is a little bit far-fetched. Like, I think it's Jokic's award to lose. But yeah, Chris Paul is actually, I used to kind of, for a time, I put him actually on equal par with Kyle Lowry. I was like, same type of player, honestly, same impact. Like, I would have said that 2 years ago. Right now, CP3 is clearly like the man. I don't think he's, like, I think he's better than Lowry at the moment. Not to compare careers at all. One's a champion, one's not.
Champion, but no. Chris Paul's a top 5 point guard of all time. But Lowry's the GOAT, so.
I'm surprised to see it out of CP3 this late after what happened, going to OKC, needing to kind of like get it back out of the gutter.
Man's a vegan, bro. He's a vegan.
Man's a vegan. He doesn't want the beef, but he actually kind of does. He's scrappy.
Yeah, no, he's a hustler. Shout out Chris Paul. But 53-50, 80. The Lakers got the basketball. Spicy P's having a game right now.
I was gonna say Siakam and Boucher always like playing the Lakers.
Yeah, Rip Boucher. Hopefully he's back healthy. Tearing your MCL is not a good look, but just spraining it. But Pascal Siakam, he's been getting a lot of slander, people are saying he can't play against good teams. Obviously, we've criticized him a little bit, but we're confident he's gonna bounce back. What's your take on Siakam right now? Because this is a good game against an LA Lakers team with a lot of bigs that, in theory, would be a poor matchup for Siakam.
Yeah, in theory it would be. I don't really know. Like, to be honest, it is kind of odd to me that he plays so well against the Lakers, which is why I say it, because I do find against top-end teams, he disappears a little bit. He gets challenged, and because physically he's not as imposing for the position, I find he kind of dwindles out in those close games. But he keeps going against the Lakers. I couldn't even tell you necessarily why. But yeah, for some reason, it brings something out of him. Maybe it's the haters pregame, but I can't even picture what else it would be because he does not stack up that well against other top teams in the league.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Especially, he was so good against them too in previous years. He always performed well in the playoffs, especially that championship run. I know people are always, Kawhi took the pressure off him, but the start of last year, Mans was a beast. He was tearing up Philly, hitting game winners. He had a game winner against Golden State when Steph Curry came back. Siakam was playing well, so the bubble, all of that, just recovering, and he didn't play basketball for 4 months, and he's a guy that I think was on such a constant trajectory. He doesn't have that muscle memory completely built up just yet. So hopefully at a summer at Rico Hines, getting some training in, Mans will bounce back. But we got Tyson in the chat. People have been are asking collabs this whole chat time. Collab Aaron Baines. They keep bringing up Luca, but Leafs Digest collab with Steve Dangle. Did you do that?
Steve Dangle. I would love that. Some of the ways that Steve Dangle goes about it, it's a little bit exuberant for the way I carry myself, but I respect it. I would love a Steve Dangle feature on the Leafs Digest.
Yeah, that's culture. Poor man. Scrambles, what are you talking about? Poor man.
Who has the better hair between us, man?
Between us? I just got it cut, bro.
Ooh, between us? Puts it right back.
Wait, is that what they said?
Yeah, he was saying who has the better hair between you both. Sean Bindra.
Bro, I just cut mine. Mine was crazy long. But you had it shaved. You got the shaved side cooking.
Yeah, I look like Keanu Reeves, but kind of crappy right now. It's not a good look. I went to go get a fade done, and he left way too much on the top. I'm not gonna lie, so it kind of messed me up for a while. But it's okay. The difference between a good and a bad haircut, what is it, like 2 weeks?
I think it's stylish. I think it's a good look.
I'll give you a point on that one for now, but once it's grown back, we'll reevaluate.
Yo, my man bun when I play basketball. Never actually done it, but I got the ninja band.
We're tied up right now. I just noticed that.
We would not be good commentators for a live game.
Yeah, I don't think so. We gotta find a stream that's actually close to the same time, maybe.
Yeah, well, they got some Willy Wonka commercials. Think I'm on an American stream. Don't have your basic Canadian TSN commercials, but we'll see what people are saying in this chat. We got a Newfoundland question out here. We got Danny in the chat. Shout out, Danny. But Ricardo Morgan saying, Ben, what are the best places to visit in Newfoundland when COVID's over? Man, you gotta pull out. If you're going to St. John's, there's so many hiking spots. Hit up Fort, get some swimming trails. If you're on the West Coast, hit up Grossmorn. Just go around the bay, talk to people. Right? People will bring you places in Newfoundland. Bro.
Yeah. The East Coast is actually pretty underrated. I went there when I was younger, and it was a really nice time.
Yeah.
We got a good question here in the chat as well. Question about OG. Can OG become better than Siakam? That's a good question, actually.
I seen a question posed. Someone threw it out there on Reddit asking, is OG Anunoby currently our best player? Is he currently the main guy, the go-to player? And even with all of the Siakam hate, even with the Damari Carroll gold stars he's been handed out as of late, everyone was overwhelmingly in favor of Pascal Siakam. And it makes sense because Siakam has the load. The defense is focused on Pascal night in, night out. OG's really at best a third option currently, of the third guy people worry about. And yes, he's been putting up 20 points per game night after night. And I'm super high on the guy. I want to see OG really succeed. I think he's going to be potentially an all-star next season. But there's levels to it. Siakam was all-NBA second team last year. And even with his struggles this season, you still got to put him ahead of OG right now.
Yeah, I think in a very isolated way, like at this moment, you would take Siakam. But if for some reason you were looking to draft one of them right now for the foreseeable future, it gets a lot closer then. I honestly don't know. I don't want to over-sample this past couple weeks for OG, which you're right, have been just crazy good. But his defense, it's considerably better than Siakam's. And I think Siakam's a pretty good defender. But it's at that level. The only thing that really stops the argument is the lack of the mid-range bag for OG. And that's gotten better.
He had a couple looking like Kawhi.
Oh, I know. It's gotten better. It's gotten better, right? I'm just trying not to oversample. Oh, Bembry with a nice steal. He is actually... Holy.
Ooh.
He almost...
Ooh.
He took flight there.
Yo, yeah, that was a little bit scary. That was... I don't know. That could have been a spicy Pele of the day. If that occurred, I'll get that little animation playing. But people will keep peeping the chat. Danny says I gotta get a buff for basketball, and that's true. I got the Ninja Band right now. When's Josh visiting NL? When's that happening?
I don't know. As soon as I'm allowed to do it within health measures, I guess. I've been wanting to go out forever, and I actually would have just abruptly traveled out there during this year if it wasn't because of a COVID lockdown. It's crazy. I've been talking to Ben, Riker, everyone else involved now for months, but never met them face to face. So it's gonna be wild meeting you the first time. I might need to prank you and put it on the channel. I don't know.
Nah, it's impossible. I'm ungettable. But
I don't get straight.
Luke Sherman's asking, do you think the Toronto Raptors will get a lottery pick? I am 100% sure the Toronto Raptors will get a lottery pick because we are on tank season. It is currently tank season. Break out your kazoos. I think we have a over 20% chance for getting a lottery pick or getting a top 4 pick, not just a lottery pick right now. I don't know, 20%. I'll take those odds. We still got to be worse than the Kings and the Bulls. We're neck and neck in the tank race currently. But if we stay below those, it's 23-24% chance for a top 4 pick.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna end up in the top 4. I think if for some I can't even guess, but if we did, I really hope we end up with the 2nd pick. I know that's weird. I don't want to be in a situation where I feel like, okay, at first I'm not gonna complain about the 1st overall pick, but 2nd is it's sort of like it was this past draft. Whoever's 2nd, you're probably gonna take James Wiseman. And it feels really locked in that this year the big man, Evan Mobley, is going to be 2nd, just like Wiseman was last year. And I know Cade Cunningham would be amazing. He's arguably generational in some ways, but he's huge and can shoot the ball so well. Mm-hmm. But I really want the center, the big, powerful 7-foot. He looks like a juiced up bull. It's crazy. I really want Evan Mobley, and I feel like we landed with the 2nd pick. I would almost feel better about it than the 1st, because if we were 1st overall, I'd kind of want to draft Evan Mobley. But I would feel really weird about doing it with Cade Cunningham obviously still there.
But if Cade's that talent, if he's that generational type player that people are talking,
I know,
right?
It's a weird situation.
You take it. Do you trade Fred at that point if you do take Cade, or do you move him to the wing? Cade is a bigger guard, so maybe you could run both of them together. But again, he's an on-ball guy, and Siakam's out here cooking. Siakam is icing the Lakers, but that's That's a take. Do you think would you have to trade Fred if you brought in Cade Cunningham?
I don't think you would. I feel like you could probably find a way to play Cade at the three, but then you'd be a little bit small if your two guards were Malachi.
Three.
Well, if you were gonna play,
Is Trent on the bench in this scenario?
no, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, I guess no, he doesn't need to be. You could play Fred at the one. Okay, this is assuming, I guess, that Lowry is either
Yeah, Lowry's gone.
departed or
If,
yeah.
if we
In that
have
case,
Cade, Fred, Lowry, and Malachi all fighting for minutes, that'd be tough.
yeah, no. At that point, something's got to happen. But yeah, I think you could still squeeze it into a starting lineup. Yeah, I wouldn't actually be too worried about that. You could play them, but I really want the center. Like that's been our issue for so long, and I don't know. I'm not that sold on Cade Cunningham. I actually do think he has the most upside in the draft, but when you look at where Mobley's already at with his size, it's just something that you can't teach a guy. So I think we lack that. The things you can't teach, like size.
Yeah, no, that's fair, and I think Kem Birch would be an ideal backup as well. He'd be a perfect backup in today's NBA. As a starter, there is holes in his games, as you brought up. He's not that polished necessarily, but he has really improved since he's come to the Raptors. But he's almost got a bucket there, got a foul.
Yeah, he just got fouled.
But LeBron hit a three, Lowry hit a three, and we got a super chat right now from Peasant Plays, coming in clutch as always. Should we pick up Marvin Bagley in the offseason? And actually, I responded to an Insta DM on this. Apparently, someone sent it to us. I'm not sure if I didn't check the sources, the credibility, but we're just throwing it out there. But apparently, Marvin Bagley is unlikely to return to the Sacramento Kings next season. Bagley, their second overall pick, was drafted ahead of Luka Doncic a couple years ago, has had a lot of injuries, but is a consistent 15 to 16 point per game guy. I think you gotta take a risk on Marvin Bagley, even if it is $12, $15 million per year, because that upside at the center position, around the same age as our young core of Trent, OG, and a little bit younger than Siakam and Fred, if Bagley lives up to 80% of his potential, that starting unit's nice.
Yeah, and you know what? You brought that up earlier this year to me that you liked him as a player.
Yep.
And I didn't have like glowing things to say, but you brought up the numbers, and it was really true that he is a lot better than people think. He plays with the Kings organization.
Shout out Peasant Plays. That was him on IG. I got to give the shout out there.
Yeah, give him the shouts out. But Marvin Bagley, to me, I would worry about him kind of falling into a Siakam-esque situation where it's like, he's a great second best player, but he's not going to win you anything.
But would he be our second best player, or would he be our fifth best player when he's on the court with Fred, Trent, OG, Siakam?
I think Fred's going to be a little bit limited. I think he'll always be like a juggernaut in his own kind of way, but when you're that short, you are limited. I didn't want to accept that for a while, but it is really just apparent that no matter how good Fred gets, some looks just won't be good for him that other point guards can take.
I don't know.
So I would say that.
I disagree. People are saying that narrative right now, but Fred has done it on the highest of levels. Obviously, he's up and down. He has his inconsistencies, but I think as a natural point guard, he'll be better suited to have a lot of potential. And yes, he does take a lot of shots, and sometimes it's inefficient, sometimes it's a bit messy, but that's currently what the Raptors need from Fred VanVleet. The team is playing without a lot of their guys most nights. People have been struggling. We haven't had a center. We've really needed a guy to take over, especially where Pascal Siakam hasn't really stepped up as that number one option this season. And Fred has tried to do that. Kyle Lowry can't do it anymore at his age, night in, night out, to be a number one player. But Fred VanVleet, I believe, if he's the number 2, number 3 option, he'll be more efficient, he'll be able to facilitate a bit more, and you brought it up. With his size, finishing can be an issue, but we've seen a guy like Kyle Lowry who really didn't come into his own until he was Fred VanVleet's age that he is currently, the year after. He was traded to the Raptors when he was 26, really started that glowing run with this team when he was 27. Fred VanVleet's just turning 27 now. So this is the point where Fred VanVleet could really take that jump. If he get his finishing, use his body a little bit better the same way we just saw Kyle Lowry do there, I don't know. I think that's the next evolution of his game. The three-point shot will get more consistent. I'd like to see it. But, Josh, people are bringing up Mo Bamba is a big name being thrown in the chat. This guy has saved me this week in fantasy. I brought him up, picked him up on the waiver wire. I was down big in my fantasy league in the first round of the playoffs. Bounced back, it's looking like, unless Taylor Horton-Tucker goes for 100 points. But would you want to see more? And we just had a super chat about it too, so we may as well incorporate it. Peasant Plays once again, the GOAT in the super chat today. The chat wants to know Mo Bamba over Marvin. What's your take on that?
No.
No?
No. I would say Marvin if you could get one of the two. Mo Bamba to me, I don't know. He's taken so long to pan out, and I get that his numbers are decent and they're kind of rising, but whenever I see him play, I'm really underwhelmed. I know it's just like an eye test, a really isolated eye test measure, but for me, Kem Birch looked better in Orlando's system than Mo Bamba does. And even Mo Bamba, he's big, but he's still he's kind of got that Boucher thing going on where he's going to get bodied in the post by guys like Drummond. So I don't think he would be the one that we would go for over a dude like Marvin Bagley. But what do you think?
Yeah, I'd say Marvin Bagley right now, but Mo Bamba, he's nice. He's long, and I believe he's a couple years younger than Marvin Bagley, so there's room for development. I wouldn't be sad about either of those guys coming in, but trying to keep up with the chat. People are saying thanks for Pleasant. Peasant's out here in the super chat.
Yo, someone just put in saying, I feel bad for Baines, LOL. And it is a good point. Like, Baines, the idea of Baines in the offseason was so awesome. We were like, cool, like an international player who's going to be able to shoot. Lowry, let's go.
Lowry's a goatee.
Speaking of that,
Bullion.
Being able to shoot threes.
Yep.
We just thought Baines, on paper, it just made so much sense. I saw we signed him. We gave him a pretty big payday. All of it just seemed right at the time. I still, in hindsight, don't blame Masai, but what a shame it didn't work out. His hands in the middle are terrible. He's got stone hands. Like, it's so bad. I think I could finish better on the interior some nights, Ben. I'm not going to lie.
Bro, go out there. Try out for that 905, bro.
See me at 905 tryouts.
Bro, you're going to have to hop in virtually in that one-on-one session. But, yeah, we're trying to react to all the chats. The Still Aninsky, love it that you guys are doing this. We love doing it. We appreciate everyone in the chat. Lakers regretting not getting Kyle, that's for sure. Lowry's going off right now. He is balling out. Vintage Kyle Lowry we're getting tonight. So shout out Kyle. I wouldn't mind getting a nice win over the Lakers, especially if they win the chip this season. But you still want to maintain below the Kings and the Bulls, because if we go above them in the standings, then our 23% chance at a top 4 pick turns into a 5% chance or something. So that's messy. But we got another super chat, Josh. And who is the number 1 option next year? Who is it?
I would say hopefully Gary Trent Jr. or a better Pascal Siakam. Because if we're gonna let Gary Trent Jr. get the reins to be taking the main shots and everything, we're gonna give him a little bit of like a blossoming period like we have with Siakam. We're not gonna expect to be winning right away. Next year, it'd be nice to think about being back into like the contending image. It's not likely. So to give a development year to Gary after signing him to a big contract would be nice. And it's kind of due. I think we can shuffle it up a little bit from Siakam, see if he can settle back into that Robin role. But if not, hopefully Van Vliet. Again, I think Van Vliet would be best on our roster as the second or third scoring option. Yeah. Like some of his best games, he had like 19 points, just great efficiency and defense. And that's where I would like Fred to be ideally in contending years.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And that's where he is best suited. We saw that in the finals, playing off of Siakam, Lowry, Kawhi, right? That's Fred VanVleet's game. And he's got the ice, he's got the juice to do that. And who knows, maybe he'll step up and do those things. I'm interested in that Trent take. People have been saying, I think you posted the story, you stole a tweet to post the story about Trent potentially being Bradley Beal. Is that a too high of a ceiling, or is that a little bit wild there?
No, you know what I posted? It was I think he has a shooting stroke similar to Jason Tatum. Mm-hmm. And then someone responded, honestly, it's closer to Jaylen Brown. And I watched some clips and I was like, he's right. So I was like, that's interesting that I linked it to Tatum, but they're both kind of similar. And I just love Gary's mechanics. Like, he shoots really clean. You can tell he's going to be a marksman in the league. Mm-hmm. And he's got a lot of pop and aggression to his game, which is something you can't really teach. Yeah. And I think he's perfect for the Raptors. I was so happy when we got him. Yeah, you were happy. I had to go on for it. And people are talking about Lowry. We're in commercial break. We've been going on rants for this. Lowry keeps doing this. The Raptors are up big right now, 72-59.
Peasant Plays asking for a sheesh in the chat for Kyle Lowry just balling out on LeBron. LeBronto no more. It's Lowry's town. He hasn't won against the Toronto Raptors since we've been back, but people are bringing up the number one options. Nick Burnett is agreeing with you, saying Gary Aziz Rahman. I'm giving myself the poor pronunciation segment there. Apologize if I messed that up. Saying OG. I see what you're saying there. I'm a big fan of OG. We'll see how he does with a bit more focus on him from the other squad. Fred's Dream Night from Matthew Coombs. Fred's Dream Night 6 of 10 from 3 with a few free throws and 10 dimes. That's fair. I think he's more of a scoring guard though. So he's 10 assists is high for Fred. Malachi is more of a facilitator in the pick and roll and all of these things. But you know, I'm happy. I'm excited for the squad next season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who really takes over next season for us. And I wouldn't hate to see it become OG. And you know what's nice is when OG shoots a three, like I'm really confident now. I just get excited. I don't get nervous, which is a rare thing when I'm watching the Raptors, when I can see a guy go for a take and I'm just excited to see what happens versus like a little nervous. Mm-hmm. I'm always nervous with Pascal. With OG, not as much when he shoots a three now. I'm kind of excited to see what happens.
Especially in the corners, he's been money.
He could do that Curry turnaround. Could imagine OG did a Curry turnaround? That would be so cool.
Bro, he's doing those Kawhi post fades in the paint there, so that's the culture. Rudy Gobert is asking, do you like the name Goaty Anobi? Goaty Anobi. I messed with it. I respect it. Goaty Anobi.
I approve.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Siakam's going off. That is big facts there. Mm-hmm. But people have been asking us to get a Discord. I have no idea what it is. I've been bringing it up to people. I still don't really know. I did worked on a few assignments with it. Just weird.
Yeah, Discord. I think I'm not too in the know about Discord, but we should look into that. Yeah. And another guy brings up Fred's clamp defense. It is so true. You can add to that dream stat line also. Yeah. 2 blocks and 2 steals, but 2 blocks that look like steals. I don't even understand how that happens. Yeah,
he's got the wild hands. His hands, for like people going in, driving by him, he reaches in, he steals that ball anytime someone's by him. So I don't know. Freddie VanVleet, people are underrating him. People are kind of trashing on him because he has some inefficient nights, and I get it. And he's inconsistent, especially when he's asked to be the number one main guy. But I think Fred VanVleet in the right role is a perfect Toronto Raptor. He's a culture guy. I think we got to stop the hate on Siakam and Fred VanVleet.
Someone just put second half choke time coming up. Low-key facts. Come on, bro. You didn't need to say it.
Buddy Rowe, he knows. Is that who said it? No. Slurm55 knows what the Raptors are doing currently. And the tank season's out here. You know, we're out here. Just a big group chat. That's what Discord is apparently. Yeah, but can't you like speak in it? And then there's faces and like robots. I don't know. I got it on my computer. Don't know how. It's
essentially what we're doing now, I think.
Okay. Can you?
How do we not know this?
Bro, for a computer science guy, not in the know on Discord. I sound like I'm 50 years old. But we got Stanley J needs to pick it up. Yeah, he started in this one. And yeah, people asking who's fasting during Ramadan. I'm not, but shout out to everyone that is. Good stuff.
You know what's random is Rudy Gobert in the chat says, Josh, you should make an article about Paul Watson. I feel like you know that I already made an article about Paul Watson because that's a really random request. And I made the title Paul Watson, ? Paul Watson. Because I thought he was such a slept-on guy. Like, you hear his name, you're like, who now? But you see him play, and you're like, okay, this guy's got game. So there is a Paul Watson article up there for you. You can go check it out.
RaptorsDigest.ca. And we'll start plugging some stuff, too, after we get to this super chat from Peasant Plays, the legend in the super chat. Gotta give him, like, a crown or something in this pod. I don't know how to do that. But Los Angeles Lowry, greater than LeBronto. That's his house, and that's for sure. Kyle Lowry, he is dominant against LeBron James when he is playing in LA. So shout out the Raptors. It's nice to see them get some W's against the champs. We're the true champs. We what is it? The Mickey Mouse ring. That's what people say on Twitter. We have the last real championship. Jokes. I'm a LeBron guy, but that's we'll see what happens. We'll see if this team, if we bench Lowry in the second half to really push forward the tank. See what happens. Lakers are probably pretty rotted. They didn't pick up Kyle Lowry after this one.
Yeah, no, the Lakers definitely could use some playmaking and shooting still. Dennis Schroeder is great, but he's like a poor man's starting point guard. I'll just say it. Like he's not.
He's a really good six man.
Yeah, he is. He's a really good six man, but I don't know. They're gonna have him doing a lot more than I think he would normally do. But when you play with LeBron and AD, like anything can happen. They can win with that roster, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Schroeder's gonna be interesting because he played really well for OKC last year, but then when he's with Atlanta, there's a lot of question marks whether he's that guy that should really be there. I remember he was traded for essentially peanuts to OKC, and then he had all that value. I think the Thunder got a first out of it, so that's an interesting thing. The no tank guy. Josh, are you still a no tank guy on this here?
Okay, let me clarify a little bit. So, yeah, in the sense that we had nothing to we played so bad in the first half of this season. It was like, okay, no matter what, we're gonna set ourselves up with lottery odds.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, if we can get into the play-in, we'll have a nice second end of the season where it feels like it's like a Band-Aid on a terrible year. It's like, but we ended off hot. We rolled into the off-season hot. We showed up in the play-in game. Gary dropped 40, but we lost. That's what I was saying. Like, I know it was really, really oddly specific, but I was like, my best hypothetical for ending the season, that's what it is. And maybe we would end up sneaking out a lottery pick somehow in some historic fashion. But
losing in the play-in would be the worst thing on the planet.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Bro, that would be so sad. Because we ruined our lottery odds and we didn't even make the playoffs.
You could also win a play-in game.
But then we don't have a lottery pick.
No, you do. If you lose in the play-in tournament, you retain lottery odds. And
yeah,
it's not
but
even...
if you win in the...
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Ideally, we wouldn't go all the way. And, like, we're not that good. So that's why I'm saying I think, fate will take care of itself. We're not a great team. But I just wanted to see more positivity and focus in the second half. Because at one point there, Ben, it was dark.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, it is what it is. The Toronto Raptors. And honestly, we may as well plug it right now. The merch has been cooking, and we got a few things. I'm going to plug them throughout this pod. And, Josh, are we going to have to get you this shirt? I don't know if you can see it on the screen if the stream you're watching has come out to here. But
not yet.
Tank season 2021. If you want to embrace this year, we also got team playoffs, but we kind of hit up late with the merch, so definitely check out the tank season shirts. RaptorsDigest.ca, just switch to the store tab. It's some quality stuff, right? Definitely recommend you check that out. I also been peeping the chat. Luke Sherman, I think he hurt his. I got the chat kind of scrolled away from it. I only got to quickly scan it, but I believe he hurt his ankle. I apologize that I missed the full. Here it is. I fractured a couple weeks ago and fractured my ankle. The podcast really keep me going. Luke, happy these podcasts are doing well. Hope you get a speedy recovery, playing some ball and all that. But people are asking for like spikes as well. We gotta play this animation with all this stuff going on with the plugs, and it's halftime now. The Toronto Raptors, so we gotta rant about some random stuff. But people know we're probably gonna lose this game. We got some questions here, and throw in the questions. Throw in the stuff, especially at halftime, because we're going for about, how long have we been going? 40 minutes now, Josh. We're going for a long while. But Z-Dog is saying, random question, but how do you like comp sci at McGill? My buddy's going there this fall. And make sure you enjoy math. Math, do it. No, it's good. It's a grind. McGill's a great school. 10 out of 10 recommend.
And you can always tell him if he doesn't enjoy math.
Plug in that
it's
Western.
Not a half bad option. You can go major and partying, but no, I'm kidding. There's a lot of smart Eng students at Western, just a lot of not smart Eng students as well. Yeah, pretty much.
No, the Western's a good spot. Honestly, anywhere is a good spot as long as you put the effort in, just like anywhere. But little takes there. You can DM me too on IG if you want to know more specifics about McGill CS. I always love seeing the Raptors beat LeBron. That's for sure. A-Cat Sue Giving? Maybe. I'm going to give myself the Charles Barkley there. Asking if we're live. We are live on this pod here. Got to get the energy high. It's 1 a.m. in Newfoundland, and I'm running on about 3 hours sleep. So this is where we're at. We're keeping the energy high. It's also Riker's birthday, so everyone make sure when this video's after. Riker's not on. Everyone knows it's bedtime right now. So gotta wish Riker happy birthday on the next pod. But yeah, we got the live buttons. But do you like Jalen Harris? Jalen Harris is balling out right now. He's a bucket. He's a bucket getter. And he's a confident guy.
He's a nice shooter, but it's so interesting, right? Like, look at the players that we took in the draft. Like, two guys, really similar measurements. And I know Jalen Harris is more of a spot-up shooter, whereas Malachi does a lot more. But it's just, we really don't care about a lack of size at the guard position, like, whatsoever. We're just like, he's a good player. Sure.
We do not.
It's the attitude, too. I think they really look, for more than anything, guys with no sign of toxicity whatsoever, which is what makes kind of Kem Birch so awesome.
Yeah. No, especially bringing him off the bench. People are asking if we should make some Walmart shirts. And we got the OG Walmart shirts here. The new season 1 of the merch. Your merch is coming in soon. I got the hoodie on. You can get this hoodie as well. But season 1 of the merch is coming in, and we aren't legally allowed to sell the Walmart shirts, through our channels. But theoretically, if you're interested in Walmart shirts, we're not saying we're gonna sell them, but if you're interested, you can just let us know through our IG DMs, and we can just talk about it, right? No, surely not sell anything, but it's
Matthew. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, continue.
I was gonna say, someone in the chat just put down saying out rebounding the Lakers is pretty impressive here so far. I don't have a box score in front of me, but if that's an accurate figure, that is really impressive. I mean, the fact that we're up and playing well right now is awesome too.
Right, that's facts. I'm gonna pull up the box score here on my phone. I got too much going on my terminals, my windows. But
I know Leo mentioned it earlier, but can you imagine really, like, for a guy like Andre Drummond, he's a baller, playing with AD and Braun. Like, that's pretty crazy. I know Braun's saying, I might not ever be at 100% ever again in my career. Just trying to sweeten the storyline for his 6th championship.
I see it. I feel it.
I really think Drummond's a guy who might blow up in a few games for them in the playoffs, just because everyone else gets so much attention.
Especially if the Nets end up making the finals, because he has been dominant against the Nets. And third quarter has begun, so we can might have to focus in on this. Are we going to drop this game, Josh? Are we going to feed the tank, or is Lowry and Siakam just going to dominate here?
No, I'm an anti-tanker. You remember? I'm all on the win here.
But are you getting a tank season shirt, Josh? Are you getting that shirt? You're an anti-tanker, but
I'll put on the tank shirt once we have Mobley on the roster. Then I'll believe in the value of a tank.
That's fair. That is fair. But we have another super chat. Pulling it up. Birch over Drummond, and honestly, especially for this Toronto Raptors team, I tend to agree. More mobile, more modern big. Definitely, I rock out with that. People are asking too if we watch hockey here, and as the biggest dirty dangler on YouTube, myself, of course, we had to launch a Leafs Digest. Obviously, my Leafs knowledge is so immaculate, I couldn't dare bring it to the internet. But with Joe Thornton taking the wings and saucing the puck. But Josh over here and Phil, they're killing it over there at Leafs Digest. Go subscribe to the channel. It's quality stuff. So just want to throw that out there for Blickxt YT. I'm gonna give myself a little Charles Barkley up there if I got that wrong.
I also saw someone in the chat earlier mentioning, open 3 for Siakam, and he cashes it. Awesome. But I saw someone mention the Blue Jays Digest, and that was an idea. We were thinking about doing something in that direction. We didn't end up going that route for our first expansion. Obviously went the Leafs way, but the Blue Jays Digest, it's not in the works, but it's mentally cooking. So they're another team that could be on their way to a championship. Pretty nice for Toronto sports fans that are not going to get a ton out of the Raptors this year. Could get a Stanley Cup. Could, like I said, get a banner in the MLB. So still some stuff going on in the 6.
Yeah.
Or I guess Tampa.
Yeah, future 6. It'll be the 6 soon, but that's tough. But yeah, if you're interested, the Jays Digest, if you reach out, let us know. we're all about talking. We're all about communicating with people. Our DMs are open. But do you think Zellers is an upgrade over Walmart, Josh?
No, I
Richard Garcia
don't.
asking the real questions in this chat.
I saw that question too. I thought it was funny. Do I think Zellers is a? No, I don't. And where are we ranking Target on that list? They just dipped right out of Canada. I don't know if you
Target?
guys had.
Target.
Yeah, Target. Yeah, the bougie Walmart. I don't know about that. I'm a Walmart guy. I'm just gonna go with Walmart.
Walmart's cool.
Probably
Zellers.
rocking George brand under this right now.
Jeez. No, but the yeah, I think Newfoundland had one of the last Zellers in Canada. I think St. John's. It was right by my house. I think it was like one of the final Zellers that closed. So I gotta rep Zellers for the culture, for all the Canadians here in the chat. But people are interested in the J stuff. Predator Kingdom, another legend of the super chat. He's hyped up 77.59. But yeah, Spicy P is killing it in this game. I got the box score pulled up here now as well. 27 and 8 in 19 minutes of action for Spicy P. 19 points for Lowry. And then outside of Bembry, Hood's playing well. The bench is kind of showing up tonight. Stanley Johnson, Malachi, they've struggled. But the Raptors, they're looking nice. They're looking solid. The Dollarama Raptors, as Paul Blunt puts it, they have not showed up in this one. Scrambles is saying Kmart. That's not definitely not the case. But Izzy Nisa, I might mess that up. But you got to remember the fourth quarter Raptors. Let's not get too excited. And honestly, if we're winning in the third and we have a big lead and we still lose it in honor of the tank, in honor of the Kazoos, that's truly a win in my books. So that's what I'm saying there.
I was gonna say at least we could be just positively laughing about that terrible of a collapse. It would be like, cool, like all right, whatever.
Here we come, Mobley. Here we come. But we got Tyson in the chat. Y'all think Serge will ever return to the Raptors? Please?
No, I hope not. I hope
really?
Not. No, honestly, like maybe this is a hot take, but you remember how much crap he gave Kawhi for leaving? I think they weren't on speaking terms for the first little bit. Like he was looking at him like a villain. Like you can look up some articles to support that. And you can even see it in the handshake when he came back to Toronto and accepted the ring. Him and Serge make no eye contact. You remember how close they used to be.
Oh, yeah.
That put a wedge right in between things. I was really surprised. Yeah. Really, really surprised to see him leave.
Especially to the Clippers. I'm not familiar with like the beef specifically, but the fact that he went to the Clippers just cheated.
It was disgusting. It was disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. And I had a Serge Ibaka jersey before that event, and I don't anymore. I'm not gonna say what happened to it, but it's not with us anymore.
No, I still like Serge. I still think he's the Raptors messed up. Serge messed up. It was a messy situation this offseason, but I don't know. Man's still a champ. I
love Serge. That's why it hurt.
Yeah, it hurts. But, I don't know. The Raptors, people in the chat are saying put in Baines because we're playing way too well right now. And I don't know. The Lakers might be there's Siakam kind of turned it over there. No, not really. But, okay.
No.
Okay. Oh, no. Brick. He is looking like Curry tonight, though. You're a little bit ahead of me right now, are you?
I'm going to pause it for 1 second.
So
I can't even find the remote. I'm gonna butcher it if I do that.
Yeah, but people are saying as is. I'm giving myself the name. Oh, that's butter. That's butter. Kyle Lowry is on another level right now, guys. I don't know if everyone has the chat pulled up. Lowry just hit. We're giving it right now. The OGs play the game. Ball hit the back of the rim. Flew up in the air, bounced all around left, right, and center, went down. Quality shot from Caleb.
I didn't even know how to react there because I was just watching your face, waiting for you to see the ball go up, fall right back in. Oh, here we go.
Hit another one. Ooh!
Do it to him, Kyle. Oh, nice.
Okay. Yo, how are we destroying? We don't have Fred, we don't have OG, we don't have Trent, and we're destroying the Lakers right now. LeBron's really cursed. He used all of his Space Jam powers. They're all used up on the Toronto Raptors in those playoff runs. It's left in Cleveland, but all I have to say is let's hope Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Talen Horton-Tucker don't play well tonight because that's who I'm going up against in fantasy.
I was actually just going to say, how do we feel about Talen Horton-Tucker? Because he was the sticking point in a Lowry trade. Like, Hero was the sticking point with Miami. THT was the sticking point with the Lakers. I don't know. I thought that was a little weird on the Lakers' part. Like, I think Tyler Hero's going to be better than THT, and they weren't willing to do it for Lowry, who would
I
have given. I mean,
I
LeBron's 36.
Yeah, I
Like,
get
why would
Hero.
you doing?
I get Hero. I get not trading Lowry for Hero. Hero has the potential. Obviously, he
Yeah,
struggled this season, but what he did in the playoffs last year, for a young guy, completely get Hero. We were optimistic about potentially getting him, even though I
yeah,
do think Kyle Lowry on the Heat, 1 year, 2 year window, is substantially better with Lowry than Tyler Hero, but I get the long term, and they have a lot of young guys. Bam's young. Duncan Robinson's not that young, but they have Precious. They have a lot of guys that are young, so I get keeping that young core. But Horton Tucker, you got LeBron James right now. You're trying to max out that team, and I get Schroeder and Caldwell Pope probably would have had to be in it, but I see what it's like. I see it's tough, but Josh, I'm so used to saying right when super chats pop up. We have another one from Peasant Plays out here, goaded in this super chat. We were wrong to prioritize Gasol over Serge, and honestly, this is one area I agree with Serge. If looking at how Marc Gasol played in the bubble, Serge didn't complain, at least publicly, about playing behind Gasol, being the bench forward in a contract year. He didn't complain whatsoever. He just wanted to win a championship. That was always his motive. That was always his wave. And then to see the Raptors still prioritize Gasol after the guy looked like he couldn't move. He couldn't jump over a stack of paper. He couldn't run left, right, and center. And Serge Ibaka was our best player, arguably, definitely our best big against the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. And the fact that we prioritized Gasol over him was foolish.
yeah. You know what? We'll just say it right out the gate. Like, we don't win a championship without Mark.
No,
He
for
was
sure.
just
18-19, beast.
But you know what the craziest thing is? His biggest asset is being 7 feet tall. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like, that sometimes is worth a little bit more than some explicit skill because it's the game of basketball. Like, if you can teach a man to play defense that size, he'll help you shut down Joel Embiid, especially a knowledgeable veteran. So I'm not saying we taught him anything. He came in ready for the job. But yeah, his offense, I know I went out on a whim and really dissed Aaron Baines earlier about his hands. It's all right, though. He's still got better hands than Marc Gasol on the interior. That guy was painful to watch. He did that little, like, I don't even know what the move is. He kind of just did a turn back jumper off of one leg. Mark, he liked that one and kind of
Yeah.
faded with it. It is the most god-awful move I've ever seen in my life. I just accepted we turned over the ball every time I saw him take it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I got love for Mark. It doesn't sound like it, but I actually do.
Yeah, 2018, Mark 2019. But it's foolish. Mark knew. He knew he didn't want to be the only center here because it would have been a mess. He would have been harassed.
Yeah.
Marc Gasol would have been... With what Baines has gotten right now, Marc Gasol would have absolutely been distributed over to Josh. Now, I got the Tiger's Milk thing underneath there. Switch that to Ben Rogers. Okay. Josh, you're getting sent over the invite link. I don't know if I'm seen right now. Okay, we're good. I believe. Getting all this set up here. We see you? Okay, they see me. We're here solo. And I think all the animations are gonna play all at once for the excitement. We back it up in his. So quick work. I gotta get my my NBA streams is gonna explode now too. How do people feel about the streams and having to click on the ads every time? Oh, I didn't have to. It's blessed. We're a little bit disjointed, but we're back in the groove. Raptors up 86-71. We're heading to commercial break, I believe, or center court, whatever that is on NBA TV. But people are saying Spicy P is back. We back. Everyone's back here tonight, Josh. Spicy P, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 22 points for Kyle Lowry, 8 assists. Bembry's coming off the bench, looking slick with that new hair. Right? What's your big takeaway from this game we've been watching so in depth tonight?
Siakam, he's got his swagger back. I like watching him face the Lakers. It is actually ultra surprising that facing this team brings it out of him, but that's a good scene because a lot of times when I see him get poked, he doesn't always rise to the challenge. That's been an awesome takeaway. But another comment about Bembry, I really like him. I wonder where he fits into like the next 2 to 3 years in this league.
Mm.
If it's going to be in Toronto, because he's going to be playing somewhere, and he's going to start getting more and more valuable minutes in the rotation. Like I like this game in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I think he fits so well with Toronto personality wise too. When I said it earlier, he's visibly like a dressing room favorite.
Yep.
And the guy's so steezy. I mean, he looks so good out there. Even the moves he does, he knows he's on TV when he's playing basketball. It's cool. He's a great passer, sometimes too great of a passer, but I like Bembry a lot. His game's awesome.
Bembry or Utah?
Bembry.
But no, but who'd you take? You take Bembry?
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, that's a tough one. I think Yuta actually has a lot more upside, but I like Bembry better right now. I think in long term, I'd be happier that we locked up Yuta.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think Bembry's been sort of hit and miss. It's like reminds me of Rondae Hollis Jefferson with a little bit of a better three, but I think still Utah's 3-point shot has a lot more potential. So that's the route there, and I think they provide a similar role, a similar play style. So I don't mind having two of them. Stanley Johnson's also, I guess, in that list of players, but I think he's sort of a tier below those guys so far this season. But Stanley Johnson has had some good moments. He started over both those players tonight, so maybe Nick Nurse is a bigger fan of those folks.
Yeah, Stanley Johnson is an absolute dog. You got to respect him because he fits the Raptor mold really well. And he might not arc his three-pointer whatsoever, but it's kind of money when you leave him wide open.
Kawhi, you know?
So, I like Stanley. I think he's a useful defensive asset, but I don't know if the offense will ever get there. He just doesn't have a natural ball handling poise to him whatsoever. It's always really rushed, panicked, nervous. But like if you can keep him deep in your bench, it's just someone you can let loose on defensive assignments every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could lock him up, hopefully for an affordable rate.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's interesting, but we got a couple people talking. The Raps currently 86-71. 4 minutes to left. 4 minutes
Good
left in this
stuff.
third quarter. So I think I'm behind
Freddie
you
G.
there.
Oh, true.
Oh, Freddie Gillespie. What a beast. This guy, fresh hair, finishing in the lane. I don't know why he's listed as a power forward on this Toronto Raptors team, because he always plays center. It's the only thing he plays. People roast us for saying that. But, peep in the chat, seeing the stuff that's happening. Got a little foul going on right here. But people are saying I would waive, or Jay, straight up Jay is saying I would waive Bembry, Stanley Johnson, and Baines this summer. Baines' name gets brought up, gotta throw out the pylon animation. You're disagreeing with that?
With what?
Bembry, Stanley Johnson, and Baines just waived this summer, or not signed back.
Bembry, Stanley Johnson. I think all the guys that have come off the bench for us this year are pretty good, but if a push came to shove, I would let go of Stanley Johnson. I mean, when you look at Gary, OG, and then even like Bembry, I don't know. I think you got enough defenders there that you can make it work without needing Stanley there for the strict purpose of defense. He'd be the guy that I would let go out of sort of the emerging bench.
That's fair.
What about you?
And OG Anunoby, he's like a OG Anunoby light. And I forgot to plug this shirt we got cooking here too. The OG's hoodie, that's up there. That's up there on the screen with the gold, OVO gold-ish. It's not OVO, but the similar goldish color. OG's with the Raptors Digest logo on it. So definitely check out that quality merch. Go to raptorsdigest.ca store and you can pick this up. Quality stuff. But OG All-Star, we had this chat earlier. He's out tonight. The Raptors are currently doing this without their real squad. I don't know, man. I'm confident next season, especially the way we're playing tonight. Get all the boys back healthy. It's looking good.
Being back in Toronto will help so much. I know they've talked. It seems like a cop out to say, like, oh, we're away from home. Like it's affecting us this drastically on the court. But there's been more than that in it, especially with the COVID issues. But the home court in Toronto, it's people know it hits different. We've got one of the best live audiences there is.
Yep.
There's game day routines. You come in, you see the same staff. It's like you're setting up camp in Florida for a whole year. It will be different on these guys. It changes their whole lifestyle the whole year.
Yep.
I think it's actually really viable. But next season, I don't know. I think we're probably like a 6th seed or something. And then after that, that's when we try to really make a push for getting back to the finals.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair take. But honestly, if Pascal Siakam keeps playing the way he's playing tonight, with another three, another tray ball going down, we're winning the chip next season. It's over. If we're getting Spicy P, Spinny P, as people have been bringing up in the chat, if he's hitting threes, Spinny 3, we chipping up.
Siakam's game reminds me a fair bit of Sabonis, where it's like it's so.
It's a
like
bonus?
you get a ton of production, but it just looks so like hack. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh no, their percentages are good. Like, but you have Siakam spinning around. You got Sabonis like just being super clumsy and big but effective. Like I find they have a similar sort of vibe when I watch them play, where it's like you got to respect them, but if you just watch them at a pickup game, you probably wouldn't know they were that good.
That's fair. I don't know. Siakam can be smooth at times.
He's got a lot of production, but I don't know. Some people just hate the spin moves, and I'll be honest, when he has a bad game, it looks terrible. Like he's not missing like good takes, like he's missing stuff right under the rim and just like hanging his head. Pascal at times needs an attitude adjustment. I'll be honest.
Did you just see that?
No, I was ranting. I missed it. What?
Not 1, not 2, not 3. 4-point play for Kyle Lowry. That's gonna be
a bad man.
You rant about Spicy P. We gotta give a little Spicy P lay of the day out there for that shot, because that is a quality shot right there. And Paul Blunt
gets up in front of the
what?
As it gets up in front of the Lakers bench too. That's hype.
Well, he's up there, and Paul Blunt's saying, "Hey LeBron, look at me. I want to be a Laker next year." And there's no way he's being a Laker if we don't get at least Talen Horton-Tucker back. So make sure LeBron's willing to give that guy up, because he is struggling. And Jimmy Blackman's asking how many points Siakam has, and I believe it is a little voice crack there. I think it's 32. I might be wrong. My app is updating. The strain on my Wi-Fi is hurting right now.
I take back those comments I made about Pascal. I can't be slandering him in the middle of a 30-point performance against the Lakers. We'll hold that one for another date to open up that topic again. But yeah, that's good stuff from Pascal. And Lowry's got 10 assists too. Back cut by Montrez. We were close to getting Montrez, eh? How do you feel about him? Do you look back and you're like, oh, I wish we made a bigger push to get him?
Well, the Raptors would be much more well off with Montrez at center than anyone that we had this season, especially to start off. Because if we didn't necessarily get in that hole early, this season could have certainly gone very differently. If Montrez and Birch, I think, would have been a decent front court. They complement each other well, but Gillespie's making the case that he's better than Montrezl Harrell right now with those finishes in the lane and that dunk. 99-78 Toronto. But, I don't know. Trez, he would have been nice. I was convinced we were getting him because he followed... The Raptors are the only team he followed on Instagram. He named his club team the Raptors. It just made sense. I don't know. It was weird that he didn't come.
Yeah, was he just trying to troll Toronto? Like, who hurt that guy? I don't know what's up with him, but I guess he's just a fan of the Raptors, just not the Toronto Raptors. I don't know what's going on, but I thought we were gonna end up with him too.
Yeah, maybe he was mad at Raptors fans for trolling him in Chris Boucher's comment section last year after Boucher swatted that man into oblivion, into the like section. You know, if you get blocked bad, you end up in the like section. So honestly, may as well play that animation. I think we're getting new people coming in and out throughout this pod, but get a little like spike going. We're at 78 likes right now. We've been going for an hour. Let's see if we can get it to 100, because that would be a very exciting thing to get to before the fourth quarter hits. So we got 131 people in this chat. Get that like spike cooking. We're also on the road to 20k subscribers. So we got Kyle Lowry driving that car currently. Riker and I will play one-on-one. Josh will hop in on that when he is allowed, when we aren't blocked off from the rest of the world on this island I live on in the middle of the ocean. So that's going to be exciting. Definitely hit subscribe, like the video, helps us out a lot. But the Raptors, Stanley Johnson. Oh! Bro,
what just happened?
I thought Gillespie was about to end LeBron James's life.
That would have been amazing.
That was like the East Bay Funk remix from DeMar DeRozan 2011.
No, I didn't see it, bro. I got to keep my eyes glued to the screen here. I'm getting stuff late.
Man, that would have been that straight up would have been a OG. It's a OGs right now. It would have been a spicy Pele, but if he hit that, my goodness, we would be sending Freddie Gillespie a free OGs shirt. May as well send it to him anyways, because that dunk definitely made me say, "Oh geez," even though I didn't actually say it on the live. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Freddie Gillespie's the man. He's actually given us, well, like I said, but we've been lacking the size. And when he works that hard, and you're coached by Nick Nurse, good things will happen. I was thrilled to see him get locked up. And oh my God, we need to get a nice play going for him. If you can posterize a Laker for us this game, that'd be real nice.
Bro, you remember the East Bay Funk remix from DeMar DeRozan back in the day? People in the chat, do you guys remember the East Bay Funk remix? He almost just pulled that underneath the rim. That would have been insane. Peasant Plays and Paul Blunt, two legends of the Super Chat, are asking if they got to keep the Pascal slander up. We don't need any slander if he's playing well. But honestly, you got to keep a standard high. But
they're defending the Pascal slander, and I understand why. But you know what? We'll hold off when he's dropping points like this on the Lakers. We'll let him heat up in peace.
Yeah, no, Spicy P's a goat. Interested to see Jalen Harris. What's your take on Jalen Harris wearing number 2?
Yeah, that's like clearly the Raptors sent a message immediately that Kawhi's not getting his jersey retired, and I rock with it. I think it was almost a little bit more shocking to see Kem Birch put on 2-4 like right after the Norm trade. And I'm not saying it's not okay. I'm sure he called him and whatnot.
Yeah.
But people were still like big time mourning that. Like it hit harder than seeing 2 on a rookie.
Yeah, well, he just missed a 3 there. It's it's kind of interesting. So obviously, I think we're both in the same boat. Kawhi's number's not retired. Lowry's clearly is. DeMar?
Statue though.
DeMar?
Oh, I would retire DeMar's as well.
Yep, for sure.
I would almost hope that, or you know what? If you don't retire DeMar's, I would maybe immortalize his memory. Oh, that almost went. I would almost immortalize his memory.
The shot from me, bro. That's tough.
See, I'm afraid to do that. I gotta react off the cuff, anyways.
It's fair.
I was thinking if you're gonna retire if you're gonna retire Lowry's jersey but not Debo, I would consider making the statue for Lowry a tandem, like him standing with DeMar.
Like that hug, that iconic hug.
Yeah, something like that. Like you could incorporate a tandem statue for them if you don't retire the number. But personally, I would retire DeMar DeRozan's number. I'd retire Kyle's. I would debate retiring Vince's, but Kawhi gets his statue of him taking the shot, and that's it.
And not all plays can be the infamous, the one, the only, Damari Carroll Gold Star Award, and it's going to Josh for even bringing up Vince Carter getting a retired jersey. You can't say that on this podcast. We are the Vince Carter slanderers here at the Raptors Digest.
VC's grown, man. He's grown. He admits he wishes he hadn't left. Tracy McGrady says the same thing. I can't blame them for decisions they made as kids. And
no,
he gives back to Toronto.
I'm not a Vince Carter hater. Not anymore.
Really?
As a child, I was a very... Not that I'm not a child anymore, but especially when I was younger, I was a Vince Carter hater. I was not a fan of the guy. Now he's cool. Respect. But to retire a jersey, to put that up in the rafters, cement a legacy, you can't have a guy that just gave up on a team, that straight up was telling the other team's plays, that tanked his value so bad that the team was in an abyss, just in drudgery, in a horrible situation for a decade because Vince Carter put us in that position. I don't know.
You know what? I agree. If you were to just look at like the tenure alone, you'd be like, okay, that's a little rub you the wrong way.
He's an icon with the dunks and all that, but he only had one playoff run.
Well, and he almost kind of came through and delivered us to the next round, but it was too close. Wasn't it against Philly?
Yeah, he missed that shot against Philly.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I mean, he was young, and that happens to young players in the playoffs. It's nice that it came that close down to the wire. Mm. I don't know. I look at what happened with VC. He's the reason the Raptors got nationally televised early on. He's the reason that basketball stuck in the city. Just strictly from a culture standpoint, like we weren't trying to win a championship right out the gate like that. He gave us that first stepping stone to get to that stage of being in the franchise. So I respect what he did here. I think we also got to respect who he is now versus then and just look at what he did on the court and be like, we'll immortalize that. And he's a great guy who's given back a lot to Toronto. Like, I think he's got a lot of regrets about how he ended with the Raptors.
Honestly, it's not even a super chat, but I'm giving it because it is a super chat from Paul Blunt saying, Vince Carter, hey Josh, why not Jamario Moon?
Jamario Moon was a baller. Wasn't he one of the only guys that played for the Globetrotters, who also ended up in the NBA.
I have no. Was he a
I think
Globetrotter?
I think he was a Globetrotter that ended up in the NBA.
But
He's a cooler Raptor that gets slept on, honestly.
he should get his jersey retired. And honestly, the Raptors are currently they got the tank lineup out there. It looks like. So we'll see if they continue. But they're still getting bugs. Stanley Johnson's out here balling, but people are. I'm getting a notification. YouTube is not receiving enough video to smooth streaming. Interesting.
Oh, Ron backing down Malachi. Oh, Caruso
Caruso, what's he doing? What's this guy? I'm still behind.
punishing us.
Oh my goodness. Corner 3. Are we gonna?
Caruso's got game.
He's good. He's proper
funny.
good. But I don't know. This is we have this. I think I called it. We may have thrown the tank lineup out there early. See what happens. Fourth quarter, Flynn is on the court. He's struggling here tonight, but he's a guy that pulls out. People are also asking to go back to our previous conversation, Josh, about I want a Bargnani Primo Pasta and Stahl statue. Honestly, that if we're talking icons, people bring up Vince Carter. Bargnani was my icon. As a child,
Yeah.
I started I got the flow now, but for about a decade of my life, I stuck up my hair straight solely because Andrea Bargnani did it. At least I started it, then I thought it looked cool.
You should sue him.
So
you should sue him for that influence there. Andrea Bargnani, he's definitely for the culture. I saw an article about him, and I think it was David West who said if he was in the modern NBA,
yeah,
he would be. Yeah, I think
was
we
that your
talked about this
article,
on,
bro? You wrote an article on this.
I wrote an article on it. I
On
can't remember if we
RaptorsDigest.ca. Plug.
Go check it out. But I can't remember if we talked about it much on air, but I remember they were just saying, oh, in this foul sensitive era, could you imagine what Barg would be doing to dudes? We just used to beat him up and it was okay because of the era. I'm like, I don't know, man. You were to put Bargnani out there, like
Pick and roll defense.
He'd be like a terrible KP.
Actually,
like I don't.
The one thing about
That's
Bargnani,
a weird comparison, but
the one thing about Bargnani, that man's may have been no satire, no jokes, the greatest screen hedger in NBA history. Now I know Bargnani is not known for his defense. He was a shooter, and his help side defense, it was brutal. But in terms of hedging screens, players would come up and then you basically just shadow the screen, force the guard to go up. It was perfection. Perfection. Andrea Bargnani doing that with the 7-foot frame, the mobility, Il Mago. That's my big takeaway. Honestly, I live off hedging screens now, and I always think I gotta be like Andrea Bargnani there.
Damn. Andrea really is one of your goats, eh?
Man, he's a legend. Bargnani time. I was convinced we're gonna win at least a playoff series with Bar, because he was gonna turn it around, be the next Dirk, number 1 pick, But
yeah, I guess the only other player there there was probably a lot of players in hindsight you would have taken, but I remember explicitly we passed up on LaMarcus Aldridge, who would have been a real important anchor for us up the middle.
We passed on Kyle Lowry that draft too, technically.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Lowry's the best player in that draft because it was just LaMarcus, Brandon Roy, Bargnani, Rudy Gay was in there too. Someone mentioned we should retire
Raptors.
Retire what's it called? Rudy Gay's jersey in this. That's a rip. Before we leave the Bargnani points, as the game's coming back on, definitely we've been plugging a lot and we're plugging our own stuff, but definitely give Andrea Bargnani's Instagram a look. That dude is living his best life. He is living a quality. Just, he's made his millions. He doesn't post anything about basketball. He's just kicking it in Italy and these beaches and stuff.
I'm jealous, man. That's the life.
Yeah.
Someone put in the chat, it's a good point. Amir Johnson wore 15 last, so Vince would have to sign a 10-day to retire his number. And that's not out of the option. I'm sure Vince would love to suit it back up at age 43 or however old he is. But yeah, that is true. So I guess we are not retiring VC's number, but a statue or something would be quite cool.
I would retire Amir Johnson's jersey before I retire VC. Amir Johnson's
for the culture.
A legend. That's
yeah.
Embrace guys that embrace the culture. I guess Vince did for a while, but
or trade them.
Trade them for a guy that's gonna leave in New York, but at least he got us a chip. But
yeah, who would do that? Yeah, it's crazy, but retire his number. I like that.
Sinbad. It's getting late. 1:40 a.m. here in Newfoundland. Stanley Johnson. Oh, we're throwing that ball out of bounds. Josh, 12-point game. Will the Raptors ride this tank out into the sunset? Will they?
Nope.
Is it
They're
still
taking a
sunny
pit
there
stop.
in Ontario? Is that the?
The Raptors, they're taking a pit stop here right now in LA to take a win, and then they're getting back on the tank. You just need a character win every once in a while. You know, as much as you'd like to see.
But
some
would this
stat-
not be a character win right now? Because we're.
Oh, it would be. It would be.
But just getting it to the fourth quarter and saying, okay, we definitely could have won this game.
Oh, a moral victory. Yeah, you know, I guess, but it's tough, right? Because something just feels embarrassing about snap. Oh, I'll let you get that.
Oh, Lowry's the money.
Lowry, let's go.
This guy's a goat.
But yeah, I feel like it's going to affect your free agency a lot if your record just looks dismal, right? You want to show that even though you lost more than you won, there were close games and you still squeaked out some against good teams. That's and fair. This is a good example of a game that'll show up nicely. And
Lakers could win a chip.
Yeah, they could.
Beat the champs.
I kind of hope they do. I mean, I'd rather see, I think, the Nuggets win. I want Giannis to get to a finals. I like Giannis a lot. And this year, when we're not involved, will be the best year for them to go do it. I don't think they'll win because he can't shoot the three. And typically, like, when your best player can't shoot a three, you're not going to win a championship.
Giannis broke my heart, bro. I can't cheer for Giannis.
But you know what? At least he didn't go and sign somewhere ridiculous. Like, he stayed in the place that drafted him. I can respect that. It was tough to accept.
You know what he did? You know what he did? He was talking. Lowry, oh my goodness. Kyle Lowry is absolutely cooking LeBron James right now. Shout out Lowry. Lowry is the absolute GOAT. But to keep on the Giannis point, we're not trying to break down every game because you guys are watching as well. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, that man was talking about, I want to play for a champion regardless if I'm the second option. I want to win. He was saying a bunch of sus stuff, implying he was going to leave the Bucks. Lowry?
Oh my. Heat check.
Okay, Lowry is not playing the Kazoos tonight. I'm giving him the spicy Pele. I've given him a bunch of... These have already been thrown out left, right, and center this podcast. Kyle Lowry. Hey, this guy is balling. I don't know why they call this replay thing a box of one on the US stream. But,
LOL Kuzma.
LOL Kuz. I don't know. Kyle Lowry, this guy's a legend. Maybe they'll give us Taylor Horton-Tucker for him in a sign and trade this offseason.
You know what the nice thing about THT is? He does have size, which, we've got enough undersized character players who will, be playmakers and scorers. Like, we need some guys who can bang bodies now.
But is he better than a Bembry?
A THT?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say so. Just from a strict scoring upside, I really like Bembry's game because it's unique. It's a rare skill set. But to argue that it'd be more effective than a guy who can actually go get 20 a lot of nights is, I think I'd go THT.
Yeah. And one thing I would like to say too, because everyone's just kind of assuming Lowry's leaving. The way he's playing now, 34 points for K-Low, 10 assists. Obviously, the thing that really turned it off is the Raptors are bad right now and Kyle Lowry wants to be win now, so you want to send him to a winning situation. But we think the Raptors will be good next year. We think we should be going in contention at least next season, whether we actually get the chip or make the finals or whatnot. But Lowry, a couple more years, sign him to a 2-year, $20 million or $20 million per year deal, because I think that's what he's expecting. Would that be the worst thing in the world for the Toronto Raptors right now?
To get Lowry inked up on a really expensive deal?
Yeah, expensive 2-year deal.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I wouldn't like it. We have too many players. It's sentimentally, I'd be like, yeah, more Lowry, but I would quickly awaken and be like, this isn't good for longevity or just the retool that we need to go. We need to get a little bit of addition through subtraction. And I'm not saying we'll ever be better just losing Kyle Lowry, but in terms of giving our guys the growth and the shots and the reins to really just develop into their own players, it's timeline-wise a good time for him to leave and assets to come back. I mean that in the most respectful way. Look how good he is still. This is why we should move him now, because he still has things to offer a contender. I don't look at nights like this and I'm like, okay, this is why we got to keep Lowry. I'm like, this is why we need to trade him. He can still help a contender. And I guess people didn't get it at the trade deadline, but you got to hope that a performance like this gets in the Lakers' heads. And then when they don't win a championship this season, hopefully they find a way to sign and trade for him. But a lot of things got to go right still. I don't know. I'd never hate to see Kyle stick around, but I wouldn't like to see a big or even more than a year contract out of it.
We should just give him 1 year 30. Who cares?
1 year 30.
1 year 30.
As a big thank you.
It doesn't hurt us long term. We get that cap situation. Might mess up the luxury tax and stuff, but 1 year 30 I think would be great for Lowry. And if he came off the bench, right, we still run the Trent, or because I guess you can't move Fred to the bench at this point in his career. But if he played that Gordon Dragic role where he's a legitimate starter, he's usually a starter, but he's your de facto bench guy, so your younger guys can develop and play that role. I think that would be a really nice piece. Having Boucher, Lowry, and some other pieces, some additional pieces off the bench, I think that could be really nice. But I don't know. We have Jason Swaby saying Kyle and DeMar are lined up free agency to play together again. Think that's in Toronto? Would you say DeMar DeRozan's coming back as well?
I saw an article actually where it said if the Raptors hold on to Lowry past this year, that Kyle or DeMar will consider coming back to Toronto. I saw that from a pretty reliable source, which shocked me because, as we mentioned earlier, the Raptors have turned away a lot of guys that have embraced the culture. Not for those reasons, obviously, but just how it broke down and boiled down in the business side of things. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you could ever welcome back in DeMar DeRozan.
Well, we could, for sure.
I know we could. Yeah. We could. But it's just such a different dynamic. I mean, if he could actually just drop all weird feelings about it, feel no ways, and go out there and just be him, that would be really impressive. I think he'd be feeling some ways, is what I'm saying. So I'd be really surprised to see it happen. I'd be like, whoa, DeMar, that would be the sign of absolutely no ego, which is a great thing. But he feels slept on, he feels underappreciated. So to come back to the place that traded him, I don't know, go against his narrative.
Maybe. I don't know. Imagine we had Lowry and DeMar coming off the bench.
Well, do you think it's possible?
No, but because if we lose Trent, then maybe. But we have to pay Trent. We're probably going to pay Birch. And you got to pay Lowry for bringing in DeMar. DeMar is looking for a bag. He just had the best season of his career. So
look at what just happened.
Woo, okay.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond out here in the paint. Not leading a comeback, but leading nasty jams down there. I'm gonna give the Damari Carroll Gold Star Award to our interior defense on that position.
Angry dunk. Gotta recognize it. All right, Lowry.
Man. But we're currently at 96 likes. Josh, everyone in this chat, we're gonna play this little like spike segment. Let's try to get over 100 likes currently, because it's a cool number. Triple digits for this long watch pod. We're out here for an hour and a half now, ranting and rambling about this game. Siakam and Lowry, they've been putting on a fire performance. Honestly, maybe we just gotta live stream every game, because the Raptors certainly have had their best game of the season so far in this one.
Yeah, we might need to. If they keep playing like this, we should have started earlier.
Yeah, honestly. But Andre Drummond, he is bullying Kem Birch right now. That is.
Yeah, it's what I mean when you got a guy like Drummond who's super talented and super big, and he's got a spaced out floor because he plays with two superstars. It's a recipe for a big night for him. I think he'll be awesome for him. I was a really smart acquisition. And you know what's funny about Mark? When they signed Mark, I was like, oh boy, like the Lakers don't really know what they're getting into. They just see the last name Gasol and they're like, championships. They don't realize that this man is so far out of his prime, it's not even close. So I've just been looking at the Lakers comment sections. Lowry. Holy. That man's cold.
Jeez.
He's showing no mercy to the Lakers. He's like, oh, you guys don't think I have it, eh? This is awesome.
Number 7, Kyle Lowry. 37 points in this game. Showing what he can do. Throw a like in the like section if you think Kyle Lowry is the GOAT Toronto Raptor or the GOAT in general, because that's the way he's playing tonight. THT will not be denied going to the rim, but, Lowry's just bullying the LA Lakers. Tonight, if we didn't have Lowry, it would be a messy game. I guess Siakam's playing well, but 37 for Kyle. And 11 assists, too. That's impressive.
Yeah, he's playing awesome.
That's
if anyone has any live bets on this game, drop them in the chat right now. I'm curious to hear. I always do our gambling corner. If you got some bets that you're waiting to hit in this game, tell me who you need and on what figures. I'll be watching for you as well.
Tell us what Raptors you're riding. Because we have Ride the Raptor himself on in the chat. But, shout out low.
Should have bet Lowry for 30 tonight.
All of your money on it.
Just put the mortgage on it. He's the GOAT, man. Come on.
Rip the housing crisis.
Yes, rip the housing crisis.
Everyone just bet on Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I'm going to be forced to move out to Newfoundland. Come live in your basement with you, Ben.
Hey, pull up. Oh my God.
You got a comfy couch for me?
Bro, I got the massage chair in here, Utah Watanabe out here cooking. This game is getting good. The Raptors, you don't really have faith that much this season. You think things could go wrong, but it's looking pretty solid. The deal may be sealed right here, but...
Oh, let's go.
Spicy P.
Got fouled.
Okay. I'm a little bit behind. Ooh! Utah with he flicked it up. Kem Birch is out there, but Paul Blunt is not riding any Raptors. Can't stay here. Gerbert saying Lakers win. Hart. It's a Damari Carroll. But I guess it's not, because some people maybe still ride. Well, we are all riding the tank at this point. But it's nice to get some wins against good teams that could potentially win a championship. But that's a respect. And Peasant Plays is out here rocking with another super chat. Legendary in here saying she. You get that face? You get that face cooking in there, Josh?
Sheesh.
Like bite the lip or something? Or is that something else? I don't know. I'm behind in all my TikToks because they're all in French. So
I'm not on TikTok enough, bro. I need to get that going.
Gotta get the Leafs Digest TikTok cooking, bro. Maple Leafs Digest. Man. Check that out.
The Maple Leafs Digest going straight to the moon. You gotta come tune in. We're in a Stanley Cup season, so if you want to see history made for the Buds, we'll commentate the whole thing for you.
For the Buds.
Or the Buds. That's what you call them. Did you know that? You call the Leafs the Buds?
Mainlander.
Is that a Toronto thing? What was that?
Look at the Mainlander on the chat bar. We probably got a bunch of Mainlanders in the chat. It's 2 a.m., so I'm going to talk. I'll get back to my podcast voice. Kyle Lowry. Kem Birch. Man. How does the Raptors... I guess we might have to move Bembry, because he does wear the Toronto Raptors mascot's number, and I know the mascot's taking a season off, so that might be a conflict there for this Toronto Raptors team.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. They might need to play one-on-one first game of the season next year, pre-game. Figure out who gets it.
The Raptor or DeAndre Bembry?
You don't know who's under that suit. Maybe it's Jamario Moon. The former Globetrotter made him a mascot.
Jamario Moon.
Hot take from Tyson in the chat. Connor McDavid is not MVP this year. You guys tuned into the last Leafs Digest. I said I think Matthews, he's in the McDavid tier. For all you hockey fans out there, you know that's a hot take, but it's the right take.
Sauce in the puck.
Sauce in the puck, bud.
Dirty dangles. I got my twig, eh?
Nice lettuce, Ben. Or I mean, bud.
Bud. Bro, I don't have the cheesy Canadian voice cooking yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m. maybe.
I've only when my 3 a.m. voice, my natural voice comes out. This is how I used to talk a little bit before I pulled up to Montreal. I could always turn it back into my podcast voice, but I can switch into the true accent. Oh,
we're casual.
And Josh, we have a big super chat out here from Steven Tanaka. I definitely messed that up. Tanaka. It's 2 a.m. here. My reading is struggling, so I'll try to read this out well here. But despite the losing record, the Raptors' offense is much better this year with less ISO and more cutting off-ball movement. And I agree. I think the Raptors, sometimes it does get stagnant, and people have been trashing on Fred VanVleet occasionally with that. But overall, I think there's been a lot of positives, especially since we've gotten a center, right? They can't just sag off and sort of dare you to give the ball to our insurance pylon in the paint. But I tend to agree. I definitely agree with that take from Steven. And we appreciate the super chat.
I wouldn't, appreciate the super chat, but I feel like the offense hasn't gotten better. I think that just think about if we had Serge or even Mark out there. The Mark won't score, but we had a passing center, so that gave us a different dynamic.
Oh, they were definitely better players, but I think just in terms of movement and stuff, like the level of talent isn't there.
I disagree because we can't play inside out without any inside scoring threats. I mean, we have like guys who are not centers who can do it, but if you have an inside scoring threat who plays 5, that'll make you play inside out way better. I can't say that I've noticed the movement looking better.
I think since we got Ken Birch, the pick and rolls and stuff. Malachi Flynn, he's another level with that vision. It's interesting.
I think we're not used to seeing the pick and roll anymore, so it blows us away when we do see it. But yeah thank God Kem is here to bring that dynamic back to our team.
Mm-hmm. No, that's for sure.
80 from 3, misses. So overrated.
Honestly, I'm not a big AD guy. I'm a LeBron
guy. I think he's sick. I think AD is sick.
He's definitely good, but I'm just not.
I think he's like a top 5 player still.
Top 5. Top 5.
We can't forget what he did on last championship run. I just got a steal. Yeah.
I don't know. That's LeBron, Giannis. These aren't in order. I'm just naming people better than Anthony Davis. LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi, KD, James Harden. I'm putting all those.
I wouldn't say James Harden's better than
Luka Doncic.
James Harden. No, I wouldn't say Luka's better either. I mean, like, I guess if you want to invest in those guys long term, like Luka long term is a win, but like right now I think AD's better. And he's also James Harden, I get he's a statistical freak, but so's Russell Westbrook. Neither of them have won anything.
I don't know. James Harden would have won a championship if the Rockets essentially won championships, being the second best team in the league those years when Kevin Durant and all them were on the Warriors. You can't say that. I think that's a harsh take of James Harden.
Well, I don't know. Well, you look at
Curry. Paul Blunt is saying Curry. Curry is 1,000% better than AD.
Not now. No, I don't know. I get.
The positives with me having the animations is I can throw these stars out.
You can fill a sheet on a losing team. 80 won a championship. I know it was with Braun, but he was better than Braun when they won. I know Braun got the Finals MVP, but like it was just so clear that 80 was the man.
No, yes. LeBron's setting everyone up. He's getting those cross-court passes cooking.
80 is a depoy candidate, man. Like you can't ignore what that's like.
Bro, who's guarding the best player though? LeBron James. When it matters, LeBron, 36 years old. He's doing all that.
I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Someone put top 5 is generous.
Yeah.
I hear you. But, 6-point game. How about that? I mean, we're sitting here arguing about the best in the league, and we're getting humbled. Fourth quarter Raptors.
One thing I will say. We've got to throw out the tank lineup. The Kazoos lineup. But one thing I will say, too. Damian Lillard's better than Anthony Davis.
No. Yeah. No. Damian Lillard
is the most underrated player of all time. I'm standing up there. You what? What?
Okay, all right. That was an out-of-pocket comment. I didn't mean that, but I think Dame Lillard is pretty overrated.
Over?
And you got players to play with. You've got Nurkic. You've got CJ. Now you got Norm, and you can't do anything. Like I know they made it.
He has had a broken Nurkic for 2 years. He has dragged these garbage teams. The only reason these guys got paid is because Damian Lillard. When LaMarcus Aldridge left, that team was tanking. They were a pure tank. They gave up all of their talent. And you know what Damian Lillard did? He took them to the playoffs year after year with no defense, with no big wings. Once he had Mo Harkless and Al-Farouq Aminu, the guy made the Western Conference Finals. That was his wing defense. That were his wings when he made the Western Conference Finals, Josh. Beat the Nuggets, beat Jokic. This guy is underrated. This guy is a pure go. I don't know what.
No, I do think he's underrated. He's better than AD. No. Okay, AD. I need the chat to chime in here. AD is better than Dame. No. Do you guys agree or disagree? Like, I think that AD gets slept on because he's been hurt and because the Lakers aren't immediate like contenders like they looked like last year, even though they still are. Like, just wait till we get in the playoffs. then everyone will be like, oh, is AD top 3 again? It's like, yes, he is. Well, not top 3, but he is right up in there in the league. He's going to maybe win another chip this year, and if he does that, it's going to be really hard to ignore. It's like the Kawhi thing, right? Like, Kawhi's stats in the regular season don't blow you away, but you get to the playoffs and you find out why he's in the top
You put Dame
echelon.
with LeBron, and they win every
No,
single game. They sweep the playoffs. But
not at this age for LeBron.
no. And Anthony Davis with Drew Holiday, who has been an all-star, who is better than CJ McCollum, with different guys. The New Orleans Pelicans, they had some bodies run through there. I know they've always dealt with injuries and stuff, but they only made the playoffs once. And yes, they did end up beating the Blazers one year, but Anthony Davis only had one true playoff run before he played with LeBron James. Damian Lillard's doing it year after year. So
I know. I'm just looking at the
Jason
fact.
Swaby too. The best ability is availability, and Dame is always available. Dame is the guy.
Yeah, but you put like a guard's ability in a 7-foot player who plays mean defense.
Yeah, but
It's
not
like
Dame's ability.
well, okay, but like he can actually stretch the floor better than most guards, and he's 7 feet tall, and he's a depoy
31%
candidate,
from
and
three?
and he's a reigning champion.
Yeah,
Like, I just
with LeBron.
I don't. There's a lack of respect for AD here, but that's okay. I'll move on. I know Dame's the more popular guy in the media. Like he waves at people after he gets a bucket and stuff. No ring, but that's fine. You know, that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a.
I think
Rondo
I'm
won
losing
that
in this
ring.
debate, and the chat's definitely on the Dame bandwagon, which I get, but I'll believe it when I see it with Dame. When he's in a finals, not a conference finals, I'll believe it.
Let him play with an all-star. That's all I have to say. Give
Like,
him
well, he's with
one
CJ.
all-star. How many all-stars CJ got?
I actually don't know, but he got an MIP, which is really impressive.
Big hot 0, bro. 0.
Uh, yeah, well, he plays in the Western Conference. That's tough, but yeah,
No,
it's true.
CJ's good though. I respect CJ. But you know, the Raptors, as we rant about AD and Damian Lillard, the Raptors are currently out here doing their best to play the kazoos. Nick Nurse didn't run the Lowry probably subbed himself in, right? Nick Nurse is struggling, the bald Nick Nurse on this tank. They're out here balling out, you know. If Tyson's out here saying, is Dame the best NBA rapper in the league? All I have to say is the best singer in the league is Victor Oladipo.
The best singer, you said?
Yeah, have you heard Oladipo sing?
No, I haven't heard his track.
Oh man, he's a singer. But we got 37 seconds left. We'll see if AD can hit something there. Andre Drummond, what, are they giving him continuation? No. Can he shoot free throws now?
I think so. It's bonus.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
Okay. 5-point game if he hits these. Will be interesting. First one's down. First one's down for the LA Lakers. 6-point game. Nick Nurse looking a little bit stressed. He's saying, how can we get this team to tank? Because clearly he's out there. Bueno Kitty is saying that the Raptors should throw... Oh, he missed. He missed that shot. They were saying we should throw out the insurance pylon to make sure we ice this deal. And Talen Horton-Tucker gives up that shot there. But Kazoo's up. Put 46 in. Yeah. And we can see it on the screen.
Ooh.
The Google's showing that the Raptors made this bucket 121 to 114. But we have a super chat, Josh, as well from Peasant Plays. Out here goaded in the super chat here tonight. The Raptors play better in perp than the Lakers, and that is for sure. The Raptors are slapping teams with this purple and black jersey. But I don't know. It's Siakam's out here balling. What's his point total up to? Who would have thought coming in
I haven't
tonight?
checked.
38 points for
it?
Pascal Siakam and 37 for Kyle.
That's a wild performance against the fully healthy Lakers team. I know LeBron, like I said, he's sweetening that storyline, saying I'll never be back at 100%. Well, clearly, because you just got schooled by the no-pressure Raptors.
The no pressure Raptors, the Walmart Raptors. It is what it is. But Sasha Toth is saying, would you take Booker or Beal?
I would take Beal. I know it's like a weird one. I think Beal's a better defender.
A little.
I also have that. I don't know. It's tough. Booker's a baller, though. What about you?
Like now I'd go with Beal, but Booker has been nice this season. And
Yeah, he's actually a really
yeah, people are kind of short-term bias with Bradley Beal, the fact that Wizards have been bad the past 2 seasons, but Beal in the playoffs did it to the Raptors. He did it to a lot of teams. He's a goat on that stage for his teams. Those Wizards Celtics series back in the day, they were really fun to watch. But it was really depressing when he did it to the Toronto Raptors, him and Paul Pierce and John Wall and those boys. But
Yeah.
Booker, you got to see it done in the playoffs. And he did have play well in the play-in tournament, but Beal's more established.
I kind of hate Booker's demeanor after seeing. Oh, that's a strong way to come off, but no. In the summer league, remember someone doubled him.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
we doubling in summer league now. It's like, yeah, dude, you haven't won anything. Your team sucks. Like, you're like 22. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you should be doing everything you can be to get better. I found it was weird, especially because he was on film too, and he said it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, man.
There's some wild stories about Devin Booker too. With
It's like you're gonna get double teamed in Arizona at the time. So like they're good this year, but I was like, man, you should get used to the double team. Like that's all you're gonna get all regular season. Just thought it was a weird comment. I'd rather him be a workhorse, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. But your guy AD with the ball and Pascal Siakam with the swat. You say top 5 player. Siakam says get that garbage out of here. He says that's foolish. Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic, they would have none of that. And honestly, that's got to be we've given this award out about 4 times on this podcast. But that's a spicy P lay of the day right there. Pascal clutch. But you know, that's what they're saying. People are excited. Tyson's in the chat, excited. Jackie Boy saying this is a must lose. The boys got to bring out the tank according to Jackie Boy, and that's honestly a fair take right there. But Beal's a defender, and William Mitchell, no, Beal is not a defender, but he probably is better than Devin Booker.
No, Beal's a good defender. That's like when people say James Harden's a bad defender. It's like, I don't know. I think that's people oversampling a different time in his career. Because if you look at Beal and Harden right now, we don't even need to bring Harden into it. Beal's a good defender at the moment. Like he actually is. I know his team's not great, but if you watch him out there, he's a pretty athletic defender. He blocks a lot of shots, gets out. I like him more than Devin Booker on the defensive end, but that's up for debate, I guess.
You know, that's the rock. Game Boy Devin is saying y'all went early with the live tonight. We went early as in the second quarter. That's how early we went. We've been reacting to this game live. And Nisha Seth, legend in the super chat, saying Pascal is so hot and cold. Jeez, we're getting the G's out here a lot in these pods. But tonight, that man is only hot. Exclusively hot. Tiger's milk hot sauce hot.
He sees the gold and purple, and it just brings it out of him. I don't know why, but like we said, it's shocking. But Siakam, he's a Laker killer. We'll take it.
Killer got the purple on the jerseys. The man just balls out, left, right, and center. But yeah, I feel that Spicy P is black. Don't worry, we see Choky Pete next time.
Siakam missing a free throw to hit 40 points. Got nervous. That is like the most Siakam thing ever, but. Big night for Spicy P, getting 39 either way.
Yeah, no, it's a quality stuff. Did they call timeout or did this game finish?
Game's finished now. They're interviewing Pascal.
You got it on cable. I got it on a stream. But that's the game right there, Josh. Maybe we summarize this because people are used to coming in for our post game reactions, getting that stuff cooking. Maybe we even throw the intro music on here. Get that live intro. I don't even know what stuff is cooking on this, but get that regular intro. Get the music playing. And hello everybody. That's new. That's joining the chat. The viewers are going up. So if you're new, we've been live streaming this whole entire game. It's a bit rambly. It's a bit of fun. Josh and I are here reacting to this game as it was happening. So let us know what your thoughts on this format, on this style. We've been going here for about an hour and 46 minutes at 2 a.m. Newfoundland time. Not that late for you, but a little bit disjointed, a little bit of stuff happening, but we're going to break down this game in full. And the Toronto Raptors, out of nowhere, beat the LA Lakers 121 to 114. Josh, we watched it together. What are your overall summarization of this game?
Tyson just said it pretty good in the chat. Le GM is pretty pissed off that they didn't go out and get Kyle.
Yeah.
And tonight it shows. Like, Kyle is a guy that they always use the poke the bear saying to describe him, and literally it's funny. It's actually a real thing for him. He takes stuff personally, and the Lakers didn't think he was worth THT, which is pretty offensive. We talked about it earlier. We can understand the Tyler Hero thing. That makes sense. We were really wanted Tyler Hero, which kind of says where the minds were at. But THT, that's slander. Lowry reminded them, who's the GROAT?
Who is the GROAT? Kyle Lowry is the GROAT. And, you know, we got a super chat in there as well as we sort of entered this discussion. Nisha Seth saying, I hate we are going to be stuck in the 11th seed. And that is the one negative thing to take away from this. The Bulls, they're out of contention. It seems like they're trying to tank and hope they keep their pick now at this point as well, even though they just brought in Vucevic. They've been bad, especially with Zach LaVine out. The Sacramento Kings, I believe they just beat the Lakers recently as well. So, fortunately, they got a win. But we're neck and neck in the tanking race. And even though it's still marginal, right, your odds for a top 4 pick aren't great either way. But if we stay below those two teams, it's about 10 to 15% better chances that we end up getting it. But games like this, if you're out here playing the LA Lakers, a team that could potentially win the NBA championship, right? We gotta play the balloons. We gotta play the balloons for people, celebrate a little bit, get the laughing Kawhi emojis, and play them in honor of Riker's birthday. I guess it's no longer his birthday in Eastern time or Newfoundland time, but give him a little shout out there. It's late. It's late for these pods, but I don't know. The two big names, the two guys that we've been harping on this whole entire pod is Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam. Who surprised you the most in this game?
Bembry. Bembry played really well. I mean,
over the 40-point bombs.
Oh, no, sorry. I thought you meant who else. Who surprised me more?
Yep.
Who surprised me more would be Pascal Siakam, because I said Kyle Lowry's a guy, when you poke the bear, he answers. When you poke Pascal Siakam, there's like a 25% chance he answers, a 75% chance he gets into the fetal position. So this was awesome to see from him.
Tough.
I'm really excited. You know, I shouldn't say that on a night where he drops 39, but Pascal was the man tonight. He showed out. He's still young. I can say things like this about him. He's going to get better. I was really thrilled. That was the more surprising one to me. What about you?
I don't know. Siakam played well, but you expect him to bounce back from the performances, from the criticisms. But Kyle Lowry coming out and just... People are saying it in the chat. They're saying how it's disrespect. And you brought it up as well. THT for THT, it's disrespectful. I would have been cheesed if we made that trade with the Lakers to only get THT back. We were thinking maybe Kuzma, and weren't even sure if that was enough value. But Kyle Lowry said, you guys were foolish for not pulling the trigger. 37 points, 11 assists. That man was beasting out. And we got the new people, the concurrent viewers, they're going up. We're getting new people in the chat. Everyone's saying Riker looks different on this pod, but
yeah,
it's been thrown out there. This is Josh. For people that don't know, he's been dropping videos left, right, and center, and he's also a member of the Maple Leafs Digest. We're plugging that as well as much as we can, because the Leafs are doing well, and now the Raptors at least had a good game here. Get that hockey, get that basketball, get that mix. It's quality stuff.
Yes, sir. You get a mix of tanking and a mix of contending. Unfortunate for the fans here. The tanking side of it is coming from the Raptors for the first time in forever, but that's okay. You know, like I said, we're commentating a season for the the Maple Leafs, which seems like championship or bust. And I was going to say also that the Jays are out there cleaning up as well. So, you know, not too much reasons for people in Toronto to hang their head. This is just a retool for the Raptors. You know, you can see from a game like tonight that we still got it. It's just a matter of doing it over a whole season. And when you're in Tampa, it's a lot of things out of your control. COVID year. I won't make up excuses, but I know the Raptors nation is not too distraught.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And you brought it up earlier, right? We broke down Lowry, Siakam, they were great. But DeAndre Bembry really came off the bench in this one and balled out. 14 points, 8 rebounds. He's been in and out of the lineup for a while now. Hasn't really got consistent minutes over the past couple of months. Really came out with the hustle, great defense, drove the lane, shot up some floaters. What were your thoughts on Bembry?
Yeah, to me, it's impressive. I mean, he's also... You got to applaud a guy who can come in and out of the lineup. Some nights, I remember there was a point in the season, this is probably when we were at our worst, but Bembry was playing like 20 to 25 minutes. And to have that in the same season as healthy scratches, it's pretty insane that he can come out and have a good game like this against the Lakers. Bembry is a baller. I said I like his game in Atlanta. I like his game here. To have a lot of competition at the wing spot is never a bad thing for your team. He's such an underrated passer. Sometimes I get frustrated when he gets underneath the rim and whips it back out to the free throw or to the 3-point line.
Yep.
But then someone drills a three, and I'm reminded of why playmaking's an asset. So Bembry's the man. A weird skill set for him, an unexpected skill set. But tonight he was huge. I loved him.
Yeah. No, Bembry, he's a quality guy. He's a guy I'd like to see be kept around. And, Freddie Gillespie came off the bench as well, 11.7 rebounds. He struggled in previous games, but he got that contract it doesn't seem like he took the foot off the gas. It's just layups haven't really been going in for him, and he misses a couple of those defensive rotations. That's what happens when you're a young big man. We've seen it with everyone we've drafted, whether it's Jonas or Boucher. They all have their growing pains, and to have a really solid game against big centers in Andre Drummond and Anthony Davis, who can be big down low, I was impressed with Gillespie's performance tonight.
Did we end up finishing out rebounding them? I haven't checked the box score, but I remember it was like that into the third quarter. But either way, an impressive mark for the team that's struggled to rebound all the time.
Yeah, 49 rebounds for the Raptors and 44 for the LA Lakers.
Good stuff. Freddie Gillespie, Kem Birch, the boys, making a difference out there for us. That's really good to see.
Yeah, no, for sure. But the bench played well, the starters played well. We've been talking about it the whole way through. So we may as well just swing into the segments and rock it out here. And tonight, the spicy peel. It's 2:15 a.m. in St. John's. I'm a bit late messing up these intros, but the spicy Pele of the day. There was a few ones in this one. There's a few missed dunks. Or one crazy. He almost pulled a Freddie Gillespie. Did he finish that after? It's all a blur.
I don't think so.
It's all a blur.
I don't think so.
But an East Bay Funk remix. That could have been the dunk of the season for the Toronto Raptors. There was a couple plays. Lowry was just hitting step back contested threes in the first quarter. Spicy P was putting all this game to bed early on. Josh, anything that really stuck out to you in your mind?
It was nice to see Lowry prove his worth, because I made a comment too when I was on the anti-tanker vibes, and I was like, look, if we want to do a sign and trade with Lowry, like, we probably want to have a second half of the season that represents impact and some sort of ability to win and focus on a goal, which it was just complacency, confusion, just everything in the first half. I was like, to get Lowry back out there and playing in meaningful games will reiterate to other teams that passed up on him, this guy's worth picking up in the offseason. So today, I was thrilled that he's made a case for why he is still a valuable point guard. More than that, he is like a missing piece to a championship team.
Yep.
Shows that to the Lakers, who passed up on him, didn't want to part with THT. I think he made him feel silly for that, so I'm thrilled to see Kyle doing that.
Yeah, certainly. And not all plays can be the spicy Pele of the day, and some just make you say, oh, geez. And there's a lot of plays that certainly that could be given to in this game that we just covered, we were reacted live to. But I also got this, we got the OG's pullover rocking out, ready to be sold on RaptorsDigest.ca. You can get it. Rick and I have been wearing them on a few podcasts. Look quality with that white trim. Definitely go over there and snipe that OG's pullover. But Josh, any OG's moments in this one? Because there was a lot, especially down the stretch.
Well, I mean, Lowry had that basically looked like a Harden step back 3-and-1 4-point play.
Yeah,
that's an OG's right there. We got someone in the comments too saying we should make it the Kyle Lowry big booty play of the day. I think we can give that play the big booty play of the day for Lowry. A 4-point play, draws the guy in on a step back and splashes the three. That would be my vote for the one that I remember, and I was like, damn.
The boys rocking out. Mile High 6 Sports is saying Mickey Mouse win. Look, I love the Mickey Mouse memes. I'm a big LeBron guy, but people just bring up Mickey Mouse wins. I hope that's a meme that stays, that has longevity. But for every year, people said the Raptors chip was a Mickey Mouse win. It is what it is. But finally, the infamous, the one, the only, DeMare Carroll Gold Star Award. And Siakam's been getting a few of them recently, and he essentially has written them off, has paid them all off with that close to 40-point performance tonight, 39 points. But a couple guys in the starting lineup. Khem Birch, probably this is one of his worst games outside of the first one he's played as a Toronto Raptor in terms of box score wise. I thought he did a solid job. Drummond did bully him a little bit down low, but the player that you always like to see step up when he gets an opportunity is Malachi Flynn. And as of late, he's done a really good job, especially when one of Fred or Trent or one of these guys is out of the lineup. But tonight, really couldn't get his shot going. I actually dropped him on my fantasy team because I'm in the playoffs doing strategic movement, but I picked up Flynn for the last 2 weeks or so, then I dropped him. But fortunately, I dropped him before he had this game. But you'd like to see Flynn be a little bit more assertive and confident with his shots. Driving the lane, he has a little floater in between skill set, but settled, I felt, for a lot of just long threes in this. So what are your thoughts on Malachi or anyone else in this game?
Yeah, Malachi, I find that he's always got the right idea in his head. Even when he screws up, even when he's got like 8 points in a game, he looks like he knows what he's doing. He's really got an ingrained sense and a really good poise that's just natural. It's kind of what Fred has going on, but even to more of a facilitating degree than Fred. Fred's like a scorer, defender. Malachi's a playmaker, three-point shooter, which is really, really cool. And even when his looks aren't going down, his mind still seems to be in the right place, which I love about Malachi. I think it's a great sign of things to come for him. But yeah, it's discouraging because it seems like so far he's kind of got that early Norman Powell complex where he blows up in these games that are just super trivial. I think tonight it would have been nice to see more out of him, but I'm not worried about Malachi.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And he's a rookie, so those things happen. They come up and down. But Josh, we have another super chat in this vid. Peasant plays, left and came back. LeBron apparent ankle injury. Did he get injured? Did we just miss that?
I didn't notice. Yeah. I didn't notice, but someone's already in there saying excuse LeBron. Like, I'd agree with that. LeBron is, like I said, he's trying to take the pressure off himself by putting out these narratives about his health. I'm not saying they're not true, but I think he's talking about it a lot because he's nervous. The man's 35. That's fair. But yeah, I didn't notice him leaving with an injury. It might have happened.
I don't know. LeBron, that guy is a wizard with the media. He knows exactly what to say. His words are always construed certain ways. I think he's become very savvy about his takes about all of that. But I don't know. People, we got 192. We're almost at 200 people in this chat. We're gonna get a little. We got the Leafs Digest. I don't know what buttons I'm pressing. But we have a new animation for the like spike. If we get a little like spike cooking, maybe hit 150 likes for as we enter the final alarm, that would be very clutch. Shout out Tyson for making this quality animation. But Josh, I don't know if you've heard our new updated final alarm, but we're sounding it off right now.
Sound it.
Woo 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 woo. Beep beep beep. Beep beep beep. Woo woo woo. Beep, beep, beep. That's right. The final alarm has gone off. We want to hear your guys' takes on this game. Rocking it out. We will not wake up any children with the final alarm we actually usually have in that segment. But, is Trent really injured? Marlon brings up, is Trent really injured? Because my take is Kyle Lowry and him are both looking for contracts, and when either Lowry's not coming off the bench and Trent just doesn't play good off the bench, so he's just better off not playing.
Yeah, but it's weird because I think this is an awesome strategic decision. They've already been fined for it, so it is clear that it's not correlating to a physical injury really. It's just like soreness, resting, right? And they've had trouble wording this around the guidelines. But I'm surprised to see. Yeah, exactly. And I'm surprised to see Gary taking it on the chin because guys want to get paid. And I'm surprised to see the Raptors take this route because they're really about getting their guys paid. But I think they're in a realistic situation where they're like, look, if we give Gary complete leash here to end the season in a contract year where he's an RFA and we're going to match it. I mean, he's young too. It's not like the destination probably won't matter too much. He's a young guy. He'll just want the money. So yeah, it's a good move, but it's a surprising one.
Yeah, no, we'll see what happens with Gary Trent going forward. I think we're matching anything. I don't think we trade Norman Powell because Norman Powell is the guy that would have stayed, and that's why I was so disappointed when we traded him because he's a guy that would have stayed, probably wouldn't have gotten a lucrative contract. I don't think you trade for Gary Trent Jr. if you're not going to match a $20 million contract in the offseason. I think that has to be strategic planning, but who knows if Masai will even stay and if we just get a trash GM come in here and ruin our roster. But we'll see what happens. It's Slicks. Slicks is saying Powell joining the Raptors again. Think that could happen?
No, I don't, unfortunately. I mean, I would love it, actually. I love Norm Powell. I think he's a great image of what the Raptor is supposed to represent.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's just logistically, it won't, he won't be coming back. Maybe I could see him retiring here or something, right? It's not like we snubbed him before the championship run. He's forever royalty in the Six, so I could see him coming back.
He got a Raptors tattoo.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's got the championship trophy with the Raptors logo.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I did see that. I do know that. That's true. He's got a bunch of cool ink. He's got that UTG stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
He definitely understands the grind. I think when he's like 30, he could come back to the team in free agency maybe for his last contract, but anything soon, I doubt it.
Yeah, and Bueno Kitty's out here. We've been teasing a little. I think Tyson's still in this chat. We've been teasing a little segment we're trying to make on conspiracies for the Toronto Raptors, and I really like that name, Flynnspiracy. I haven't heard that. Might actually have to steal that, Bueno Kitty. Might have to give you a shout out once that gets published, when that comes out. But Monoculus, another legend in the chat, ask him where were y'all at yesterday? And we had to make a tough decision on specific. Well, Riker's out tonight. These are late games for us. It's currently 2:30 in the morning in St. John's, so we pick our battles. And today Josh and I came out and carried the load for 2 hours now on this podcast, now on the YouTube streams, reacting to this game. So we appreciate it. And Josh is out here too, making Leafs Digest videos, breaking down the hockey saucing, the saucer's top shelf, glove hand.
Yes. You already know it. We're out there doing the pod, being beauties on it. The hockey lingo. It's too late. I can't come up with any more hockey lingo for the people, but you got to come and see it yourself.
What's
it's awesome.
The 4-hole, the 5-hole.
Yeah, shooting 5-hole. We're throwing out all kinds of hockey lingo on the pod, so you'll need to go get it live from that source. But definitely go check out the Leafs Digest. It's an important season to follow the Maple Leafs. I think Toronto's a basketball city just as much as it's a hockey city, but everyone knows how important it would be to bring a Stanley Cup back to Toronto, especially when a terrible season for the Raps, right? It'd be a great story for everyone. Feel free to follow along on the Leafs Digest. And also, go ahead and check out on Instagram. We got our giveaway right now. You can enter through following the Raptors Digest. This is another piece he's done for us, not the piece we're giving away, but Zan Clothing. He did a giveaway with us, a collaboration. It is so cool. You got to go see the video, the pictures of the clothing too. Enter for a chance to win. We're going to be doing the raffle on May 6th against the Wizards. We'll announce it at halftime, so make sure to tune in for that.
Yeah, you love to see it. Predator Kingdom's out here saying, yep, it's Dr. Lowry. Dr. Lowry showed up big time in this game tonight. Ballin' out. And yeah, we're stealing Flynnspiracy. We appreciate it. Galaxy Traveler is saying, the Bourne Flynnspiracy. Shout out Jason Bourne. Oh my god, it's Jason Bourne. What a meme.
Shouts out Jason Bourne.
Man, is he better? Is Jason Bourne or James Bond? What's better? What's more?
I'm a James Bond guy, but I could respect the Jason Bourne answer.
Yeah, see, Jason Bourne kind of fell off when they got Hawkeye in there, and then they did the second Bourne movie. I don't know if it's the wave. I like that actor. That's a Jeremy Renner or something, but Jason Bourne is Matt Damon.
Daniel Craig was an insane James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, he killed that role.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to play the next James Bond? I saw it somewhere.
I thought it was Idris Elba, but I thought that might have fallen off or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw whoever's supposed to play next. I was like, that's a weird pick, but that's a cool pick. I gotta Google that after this. I can't remember. But
no, for sure. And we have Nalusha. I'm gonna prematurely give you that, but hi from Sydney, Australia. Doing such a great job with the Raptors Digest. We appreciate it. I apologize if I messed up your name, but appreciate the love as always. Got the Go Leafs Go. Got the like spike. Monoculus is always coming up for the like spikes. We'll throw in that animation. Really helps us out. Got 154 likes. Doing well in this long poll. The Mickey Mouse win. That will always crack me up. But I don't know. Tonight's Siakam with Spicy P and spiced up AD's unibrow. Pavlo, I like that take. I like all the stuff happening in here. But, Josh, we've been going for a while. We've been sounding off. We've soldiered through the late night, 2:30 a.m. So think we're gonna have to pull off here. But people are saying, they're bringing up Gary Trent. There might be a debate going on in the chat, but you guys are the best to make this far. People have tuned in and out of this live stream. We appreciate you watching the chat. If you're not in the chat, if you're just casually watching, we appreciate everyone that's pulled through. Check out the Twitter, the Instagram, all that cool stuff. RaptorsDigest.ca. You can get the hottest merch on the planet right now. I'm not over exaggerating. You're about the tank. The Raptors are not about the tank. You can also get a team playoffs shirt here. Play that on the screen. You get an OG's pullover. You get that cooking. People are still asking. Some people, we get new people coming in. They're asking how who the guy on the right is. That's Josh. He's put out videos on our channel before. He's been on a couple streams with Riker. Now, leading the way, him and Phil for the Leafs Digest. So definitely check that out. We're plugging everything at the end of this one, Josh. I'll leave it to you. And as always, as is tradition, as we're about to send it off, someone comes in with the super chat, and Depinder Dylan, I think Riker got the name right on the last pod. I hope I didn't Charles Barkley on this. I think I got Nelusha's name. Appreciate it. But did Harold scream at the Raptors bench trigger Lowry? And honestly, I'm sure on the broadcast they'd say, don't poke the bear. And Lowry, someone poked him.
Oh, it was obvious that someone poked him tonight. You could see it. I don't know who it was. Probably the GM, but someone got under his skin and we got an answer out of Lowry. He's the GOAT. Great game from him.
Yeah. Lowry. Someone got Lowry. Someone got Lowry going. Whether it's the Rob Pelinka not trading THT for him. Maybe Lowry thought he was going to get an easy second chip, but it is what it is. Don't poke the bear, and we'll take it. Right? We'll play, even though I'm on Team Tank. Josh isn't really rocking the tank season shirt. I'm embracing it to the max. But
you know what, Ben? Once we pick up Evan Mobley, I mean, someone asked in the comments, pure luck, Raptors get the second pick. Who they picking? The answer is 100% Evan Mobley. Mm-hmm. And when we make that pick, you can bet I'll be sitting there in a tanking t-shirt. But until that point, I'm the infamous anti-tanker from the Raptors Digest to give myself a proper intro. So I just want to see a little bit more desire and focus from the team in the second half of the season. And tonight was a good example of it. I'm happy. It was a great night for Toronto.
Yeah, that's fair. Raptors came out here balling. We'll end it off with a few balloons. In honor, it's also Riker's birthday was yesterday. Give him some love in the comment section in the next video, the last one. He doesn't have Instagram anymore, so I can't even say hit him up on the DMs. But we appreciate everyone. I already did our sound off. I did all the plugging. I'll plug it once again. Check out Maple Leafs Digest. Check out the merch. Brought up the Tank season shirt. Brought up the OG's shirt. RaptorsDigest.ca. Check all of that out. We've been ranting. We've been rubbling. Quality podcast, Josh.
It was a good one. Thanks for having me.
Cheers.